when the distance. Now we're dropping these locks, just the boys in the will to cash big. So many times it happens too fast. You trade your bankroll for glory. Don't lose your grip on the almanac pass. You must bet just to keep it alive. So the pick is in it, it's the thrill of the line. Dialing up to the challenge of the books, and the last known survivor stalks his edge in the night. And he's watching us all. The pick is in. Face to face, out on the air, hanging tough, staying sharp. They stack the odds, still we take to the square for the win with the skill to survive. The pick is in, it's the thrill of a line. Dialing up to the challenge of the books, and the last known survivor stalks his edge in the night. And he's watching us all. The pick is in. The pick is in. Rising up, straight to the top, had the guts, got the units, when the distance. Now we're not gonna stop, just the boys and the will to survive. It's pick is in, pick is in, pick is in, pick is in. The pick is in, it's the thrill of the line. Rising up to the challenge of our rival, and the fix might be in, but we're calling it right. Hayward's almanac, Jonah, Snoopy the fight. Is the fix in? Is it all predetermined? Back to the future, future's looking certain. Tune in weekly for the picks and the laughs. Sports betting expert dropping knowledge on the path. The pick is in. The pick is in. The pick is in. Pick is in, pick is in, pick is in.
What is up, John Edward Blues?
Oh shit! What's up, Snoop? My old alias. What up? The Pick is in podcast. Happy Thursday night. What up, Snoop?
What up, what up?
How you doing, doggy? How you doing?
What is up, Mr. Templar?
Templar. A lot of love for that guy. Man, I love that man. He's a great guy.
It's pretty all right in my book.
Yeah. What up, baby? Happy Thursday. Man, what a week. What a week. Man, craziness week with all the stuff that's happened in the NBA this week. Man.
Big week,
Yeah, dude.
as some would say. We had the NBA draft. That's a pretty big event. I'm surprised they have it so quick after the season ends. Like it's a quick turnaround time there.
Right? It is. And it was the first time it was on a Tuesday. Yeah, it's usually on a Thursday. So, yeah. And plus, we got all the trades that happened. A bunch of stuff to dive into. Locked and loaded with a show, man. Man, we got a lot of stuff to go through.
Did some trades happen?
Maybe. We'll get into that. But first, hey, let's dive into it. Work of the great people. Find our great work, Snoop.
That would be on the Substack page, phoneboothpodcast.substack.com. Dude, there's tons of great content on there too. The Phone Booth Podcast, the Here's the Thing podcast, which I need to update. I haven't been updating that, so that's my bad. And then we got the Phone Booth. Dude, they had some amazing episodes. That one right there with Escanor is an amazing episode, which, for those that have never watched a Phone Booth episode, that's a great one to start with. Check it out. Then we got the Pick is in, of course. The Philosopher King is after that. I don't know what's going on with him. Has he been posting? I don't know.
Let's see. No, he's not.
I know he's been busy. We got the Mind of Madness with the great Templar, who says right
Yeah.
back at you guys.
Templar,
Dude,
Sons of Love.
yeah, and then make sure you check out on Mondays. Templar and I do the live stream for the Phone Booth podcast. Check out the merch store on the Phone Booth podcast.substack.com. They got the great Pick Is In shirts are available now for purchase. Only $20, so that's a steal. And the quality is real good too. Like the quality of the fabric, it's real soft and nice. You like this?
And then don't forget to support my boy Snoop Von Poop over on YouTube at Snoop Von Poop. Go show him some love over there. Gotta show our boy, our homie, some love. And then, of course, we got the At the Pick Is In podcast on YouTube as well. Appreciate all the followers and subscribes and all the dimes, as Snoop likes to say. Thank you very, very much. And then check us out over at Rumble, At the Pick Is In as well. And then we got to support Von Poop over on the Rumble. Got to support my boy. So go drop a... That's right. That's right. And then, of course,
Poop.
Von Poop. And then don't forget to follow my boy over on X at Snoop Von Poop. And, of course, yours truly over on X. So appreciate all the people that give us the subscribe, all the support in the space. Much appreciated. And cheers to you guys.
Cheers, everybody.
And cheers to Snoop.
Cheers to you, my almanac.
Oh, man. You know what we're going to start off with? We have to. This is a year and a half in the making. So let me see if I can pull this up here. Your team finally got him, Snoop. Finally got him. You want to dive into that?
Let's do it.
All right, boy. So, hey, Giannis is now a Miami Heat. Dude, exciting for you. And so... What was it? What, Monday? All the rumors are circling. You know, Boston was involved with Jaylen Brown. The rumor was Jaylen and 2 first, and you guys matched it. I want your thoughts on everything you gave up. I got details of the trade right here, Snoop. I'll give my take after yours, but this is your team. I want you to talk about it for a little bit. How do you feel, and do you think you gave up too much?
It's an awful lot to give up for an aging veteran. I almost would have rather kept Tyler Hero and given up Bam instead. I think that would have been a much better team to run with. I liked that young guy there, Kasparas Jakunas.
Yeah, he's supposed to be a stud later.
Yeah. But, you know, it's good to have Giannis, or as this dude would say.
One player who's having a monster start so far is the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Bucks. The Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo for the Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo of the Bucks. The Greek Freak had a big day. Today's birthday shout-out goes to the Greek Freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. And it's a Pinko Kopopo, who turns 23. 23. One of these days, I'm going to get that name right. One of these days.
Fucking somebody that's worse than me on pronunciation. My God.
It takes a lot too, Millie. You're bad. What you called Wrigley Field a couple weeks ago. You said Wiggly. I was like, what the fuck, bro?
That's pretty funny. But yeah, in the trade, Bobby Portis, I like that for your team. I do like that. But
I don't understand why people get so high on Bobby Portis. Is it because his eyes are so big? Like, well, I don't. I've never been a big fan of Portis, but I think we gave up a lot, you know, and so now we are in a position where we need a lot. We need a whole, you know, roster of people. I hate giving up Ware. I would have loved to have kept Ware. You know, that's the other thing is I would have liked to have kept from that deal there is Ware. He's something special, but I think that's probably the player they were high on the most. You know, you know, there was speculation of Tyler Hero going elsewhere in those 3-team deals. You know, you had mentioned earlier. But
Right. That's kind of crazy how Boston was offering Jaylen Brown the second time he's been offered a deal. So something to look out for in Boston. He's not going to be wanting to play there after they wanted to ship him out twice. So there's going to be some fallout there. Apparently, he's in talks with Boston about possibly getting out there, and they're talking to other teams. But Snoop, what was your first reaction when you saw how much you gave up for Giannis? Just a little too much?
yeah, I mean, look at how many draft picks is that? And you know, and
One
this
second,
is
3 firsts. 1 second, 3 firsts.
okay, but you also gave up the number 13 overall pick in this year's draft.
Yeah,
And
so
like I said,
4.
that Kasparis is an exciting point guard. Khalil Ware and Tyler Hero, that's an awful lot. I mean, I
Yes.
don't know that it. I don't think Milwaukee moves the needle very much for them either. I think they made another move, if I'm not mistaken, too. I think they got somebody else, maybe. Um, didn't they? Or am I mistaken?
Minnesota did. I don't think
Oh,
Milwaukee
I
did.
know
There's a lot of
Minnesota
news,
did.
but
Yeah,
it was a lot to give up. I mean, what 4 firsts, second?
he hasn't been healthy the last 2 seasons either. So I'm worried to see how he recovers. And
Right,
and
right. So rolling out a lineup, starting off with Bam and Giannis is great defensively. One thing that you just pointed out, he always misses 20 games the last 3 years, so you can count 20 games off, like off the top. Yes, it's the building blocks of what Pat Riley, the man, is wanting to do. But I'm going to be honest, Snoop. I thought you gave up way too fucking much. Um, 4 firsts, a second, and damn good players. Like all the players we've talked about, we knew we were going to be mostly involved. But I don't know. I'll be honest. I think Milwaukee won this trade with what they're doing, just rebuilding. Maybe not immediately, but it's just a lot. That's all. We'll see what else is done. We got free agency starting soon. We'll see what the great Pat Riley, dishes up. I'm sure something else is up his sleeve. I'm sure of it. Don't be surprised if you hear another maybe star. But y'all don't have too much money to work around with, so you're going to be paying it up. But you got an owner that's willing to do it, and Pat Riley you trust.
I hope so, because I hope John Morant isn't the next option they go for.
I heard. I mean, I'm not sure how true it is. I heard from the
I
Miami
heard it.
Herald today that Kawhi's interested in going there. From the
There was
Miami
talk.
Herald.
There was talk of Kawhi a few weeks ago.
Okay.
I've heard that. Well, see, he's another player I don't think is worth the juice. Is not worth the squeeze. He's holding on at the end of his career. He's had a great career, and he's holding on. It's admirable. That he still wants to play. I'm not trying to be disrespectful,
Right.
but you haven't played a full season. You've never has he played in the playoffs in the last I don't know how many years. Like,
They haven't made too many playoff appearances. He played his most games this year than he did in his last 5 or 6 years. Yep, he still missed some. Good points. And he's older, and that's a huge contract. So I was going to ask you, maybe we do actually see stars take less money to go play in Miami this summer. Maybe we actually see that. You never know. I mean, if I made tons of money and I'm looking for a ring, man, I'll take less money to play there. You know,
who do you suggest?
I'm not knowing anybody, not no homework off the top of it, but I'll get wild for a second. Let's just say if LeBron says, I'll take the league minimum to play in Miami. Just an idea. Just an idea. Not saying it's going to happen. There's no truth to it, but I could see maybe.
Well, the
Somebody's-
Lakers have not made any offer. There's been no talk there from what I've heard about that. So,
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I guess it would be a good fit for Braun. Be something for him if he wants to continue to play. I mean, he plays at an elite level still. I feel like I'm just I'm not a fan of taking time off. Because he's another player that'll take time off just for minutes restriction or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not a big fan of that era.
Right. So, hey, man, your team got him. You've been saying it, Miami, and it finally happened. Kind of crazy how everything went down. Took long enough, but we'll see what Pat Riley dishes up, man. You guys aren't done for sure. You got to fill out the rest of your roster and see what other moves are on the horizon. I mean, You got a guy down there that's willing to pay too. So I mean, even if it goes in the second apron's where it really hampers you on doing things. So we'll see what happens, Snoop. Excited for the Heat, dude. For you, got Giannis, man. Got Giannis. So cheers to Snoop and cheers to the Miami Heat.
Yeah, we'll see how they play as a team. I think having Powell there is a great addition. In Miami.
You might
I
not
like
be able
that.
to afford him yet. Is he a free agent? I think he is.
I'm not sure.
Let me see. I think he is a free agent. I do like him. Me, you guys getting him in the trade last year. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Let me see here. All right, he's in the final year of his fifth year, $90 million contract. He's scheduled to be an unrestricted free agent. Wow. His next deal is projected to be around $25 million annually per year.
I am.
Yeah, we'll see. Got some work, Mr. Riley. Got some work.
True that.
So before we,
But yeah, no, it's exciting, but I get nervous, on deals like this, even if Giannis can still play at his level, he's still down a step, and he's playing less minutes than he has the last 2 seasons. So I expect him to have about the same type, which sucks, because then he's not eligible for any of the teams or MVP or any of the awards, the accolades that come. Not that those things really mean much, but it's like you want your superstars out there to perform. If you want to charge this amount of money for these tickets for these games, these players need to play those fucking games.
True. And another advantage that you guys do have, just thinking of it, you're one of only a couple teams that don't have state tax. That could lure some people into it. I mean, that's a big chunk of tax coming off. I think, what was the other state? There's another state that has that, but yeah, Miami has that as well. So
there's a bunch of them.
Okay.
Tennessee is one. Texas is another.
Yeah, I was looking at a contract for somebody the other day that plays in California. My God, like 68% of his contract went to taxes.
Well, that the players, the way that their taxes are done too, like because they work in those other states, like California, they have so many games in California per season, they get taxed at a different level on those particular games. It's interesting. Because they make less money on those California games than they do in a Texas game.
Yeah, totally. So, anything else you want to add on since we're leading off with the big news of the week with your team getting Giannis? Anything else you want to add to your team's new addition?
No, I got nothing more on Giannis.
All right. Shoot, actually, I'm going to change my mind. Before we dive into the NBA draft, I'm going to knock out some of this news with NBA, and then we'll get into the draft. Does that sound okay?
Yeah. Do it.
All right. So we're going to knock out some NBA news from this past week. I got something shared up on the screen. Trae Young and the Washington Wizards reached an agreement after he opted out last Friday, 4 years, $212 million to stay with Washington with a player option in year 4. The 4-time All-Star declined his $49 million player option for a long-term commitment ahead of free agency. So that's news for Trae Young. And then huge news, Snoop, LaMelo Ball got traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Crazy. For Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first-round pick, 3 first-round pick swaps in 28, 29, and 2030, and 3 second-round picks, 29, 32, and 33. So 3 first-round swaps, an unprotected first, and 3 seconds for LaMelo Ball. And they gave up Naz Reid. He's a pretty good player. So Anthony Edwards now has a point guard in the backcourt. What's your thoughts on LaMelo Ball going to Minnesota, Snoop?
I'm not a big fan of him, to be honest. I don't know if it's going to work out the way they want it to work out. I don't think he's going to like playing second fiddle to the Ant-Man, to be honest.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting, especially with what Anthony Edwards was talking about, late in the season, with a couple of his rants in the post game saying, my teammates just need to pass the damn ball. So he can play. His ankles always worry me. The dude is a freak. He can shoot. He can hit 7, 8 threes in any game. He can dish out 10 to 15 assists, but the dude's fragile on his ankles. So something to keep an eye on, man. Yeah, he always gets hurt.
I mean, I could hit 7, 8 threes per game at this age too.
He's heating up. He's on fire. Boom, shakalaka laka.
A lot of people were maybe upset at that deal. I personally don't care. I don't think it moves the needle much for Minnesota. We'll see. We'll see if they can play together.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with Giannis and Bam and Miami. We'll see how they gel together.
Gonna be interesting, and I think Ant-Man's happy from what I've been reading. So I mean, gonna be interesting. I'm hearing rumors they might not be done. So
who might not be done?
The T-Wolves.
The Timberwolves. You think they're done? They're not done making moves.
Not done making moves, from what I'm hearing. So I mean, we'll see. The new NBA is different. With the salary cap, it's harder to build a dynasty. You can't draft your team and keep them together. The exception is OKC, right? Because they did it before. San Antonio. But it's just hard to keep your team around, especially with that second apron and what you got to do. So it's going to be interesting. Very busy week. We'll see what else happens. I got some other NBA news. Hawks Atlanta guard CJ McCollum agreed to a 1-year, $20 million extension with the franchise. He stays in Atlanta. So good for him. And then Oklahoma City traded away Aaron Wiggins to the Hawks for 2 second-round picks. That happened in the week. And then in other news as well, Minnesota did make a move. Excuse me, Snoop. They sent Julius Randle and the 28th pick to the Brooklyn Nets in a 3-team deal that sent Nick Claxton to the Chicago Bulls. The Timberwolves acquired Brooklyn's 33rd pick for Randle and number 28. Heard a lot of bad things with Randle and his teammates at the end there, but that's pretty big news. And then Minnesota did make an extension to one of their players as well. Ayo Dozomumo. How do you pronounce it, Snoop? I can't pronounce it.
I can't even see it on the screen, so you're going to have to read it.
He signed a 5-year, $112 million deal. Aho Dozomumo. I can't fucking pronounce his name, but that's his player. I know who he is. He's a damn good player. He tore it up for him at the end of the year, played well. So Minnesota did do some moves this week. And then in other news, the Dallas Mavericks got University of Michigan's head coach as their new head coach. Dusty May has now agreed to become the Dallas Mavericks coach, making the jump from college to pros. So that's a pretty big signing. Michigan won the national championship this past year. So going to be interesting to see how that folds out. Memphis Grizzlies guard Kentavious Caldwell-Pope is exercising his $21.6 million player option. And in other news as well, the Portland Trailblazers finally got their head coach, hiring assistant from Minnesota, Makai Nori. So Portland's got their man. And in other news as well, this is pretty big news. Los Angeles Lakers player Austin Reeves signed a 4-year, $185 million contract extension to stay with the Lakers with a player option for the final season. That's pretty big news, Snoop. What's your thoughts on Austin Reeves, brother?
I think he's a good ball player. I don't know. We'll see if he can be the superstar. I don't know if he's worth the money. It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. It is. And then we heard it earlier from our boy early in the offseason. Don't be surprised if Austin Reeves gets $40 to $50 million a year. And look what happened. Our boy Flex. So that's a lot of loot.
Why is everybody so mad at Flex this week?
Oh, no, man. Oh, no. Saying that the whole Giannis thing, there's no glue to it. And this stories always come out later. They don't come out initially.
Well, so I was thinking about this, and I'm like, we talked to that dude for 5 hours. And what I took away from his thoughts on Giannis was that Giannis would like to come here, but, he never said that it was going to happen or there was traction to it. He said this is a place he would like to play.
That's all he said. He didn't say we're the front runners. We're going to get them, so on and so forth. Didn't push it into the narrative in the media. He just said we're on his list. Doesn't mean we're going to get him. I mean, we're on a lot of players' lists, I would assume, right?
And I couldn't remember if he said that in the episode we did with him. So shout out to Flex. If you guys haven't seen that episode with Flex, go back and watch it. It's a banger. And we got his partner tonight, who's our interview portion of this episode. We got Nephew from the Unc Neph Podcast. We got Sons Worldwide on tonight. So, but yeah, no, that's what was kind of surprising me about, like all this Flex hate coming out of nowhere. Like he's, in my opinion, still the best, like in the business, like, and maybe, like he's just choosing his words carefully, but that's what you're supposed to do. He's not supposed to say, oh, he's for sure, he's coming here, the deal is done. Imagine if he fucking said that, like how many people call stupid shit and it never comes to fruition. So I never heard him say, Giannis was coming here, or Giannis wants to come here. There's a deal in place or anything to that effect at all. He said what he said was, he would like to come here.
People take what he says and stretch it. You're right. So, I mean, we're going to have his back, and we still feel like he's very honest. He says things correctly. He doesn't push things that are not fake. Most of everything he says comes to fruition eventually. You got to wait for the stuff to come out. And he is one of the best in the business. He still is. Shout out to Flex. If you're out there, if you're listening, much love to you. You got some family over here at the Pick Is In. We got
hey, Flex, if you're out there by chance, send us a DM and we'll send you a link. You can come join us. So what's up?
I did send him a link just in case.
Yeah, all right. Cool.
All right. But you're totally right. He didn't say that. And like this narrative, like people just gotta, it's talked about. It doesn't mean it's gonna happen. I mean, a lot of players want to play here, Snoop. It just can't happen.
This is one of the most desired places to play. I mean, the weather, people don't like going to cold environments, even if the game's played indoors, they don't want to go live in a cold environment. So this is a desirable place to play. It's affordable. And the organizations, the Suns have a storied organization here,
Yeah, we got an owner that treats his players and employees like gold. We have a great practice facility, but we have, we have team chemistry, the good players, no divas, and like no bad stones on our team. This is a good place to play.
Yeah, absolutely. What else you got? You got any more NBA? Are we getting into some draft or what?
I got a few more NBA, but for y'all people out there, like Snoop said, we got Suns Worldwide that we did a recording with. We're probably going to do that around the top of the hour, so stick around. Thanks for all the love out there. Thanks for all the reposts, likes. If you guys are listening, drop a comment. Ask a question. Be funny. Be smart. Get involved. Just interact. We appreciate the love out there. Yeah, I got some other NBA stuff out there, Snoop. Let me pull it up. So, in other NBA news, Detroit Pistons traded forward center Isaiah Stewart to the Memphis Grizzlies for 3 future second-round picks. Beef Stew, his nickname, is now a Memphis Grizzly. Remember, what was it? Didn't he get in a fight with Nurkic? Did you hear about that when Nurkic was on the Suns?
They got into it in the hallways, or the tunnels.
That's right, like near the parking garage. I heard, I remember.
Yeah. Yep. So, was that here?
Yeah, it was in the parking garage here.
Yeah.
Yep. In other news, Golden State's Al Horford, Mr. 40 years old, Mr. Old Man, signs a 2-year, $14 million deal to stay with the Hornets. So he is locked up in Golden State. And then in other news as well, this is pretty big news. Free agent guard Kobe White signed a 3-year, $74 million deal to return back to the Charlotte Hornets. So that's the point guard that is now taking over for LaMelo Ball. This guy can play. He's a guy that I actually like. That's a lot of money. Man, the money flying around these days is kind of nuts. And then one other piece of information I got, just something to keep your eye on. Kawhi Leonard wanting to play somewhere else. There's quite a few teams, and they're interested in him. We'll see where this goes. The Raptors are reportedly one of them, from Mr. Evan Sildery, excuse me. He's pretty reliable as far as the sources. But that's all I got for NBA. Snoop, I got draft stuff. Is there anything else you want to add on what I talked about?
No, I don't think so, man. Kawhi Leonard, I could see him going back to Toronto before he goes to Miami.
Right.
Kobe White, I would have loved to have him in Arizona. Would have been a nice, nice fit.
So, and then we got NBA free agency starting June 30th, and July 6th is the official date. So that's the next on the agenda for the NBA. Yeah, I could see him returning back there. I could definitely see him returning back there. But all right, NBA draft. You ready to talk about this for a little bit?
Yeah, hold on, real quick. I got WNBA news, real quick, and then we'll get into that.
Send her a link, Snoop. Is she pointing to Snoop?
And that is all from the WNBA news.
Sophie, if you're out there, DM Snoop.
And we know that you are. DM me.
DM
I'm
Snoop.
still at Snoop Von Poop.
I want to go back to, let's talk about the NBA draft with our Phoenix Suns. I'm not going to show it, but shout out to our boy Flex. He was on Channel 10 Sports Night Sunday talking about the draft beforehand with my boy Richard Sines. Not going to play it, but in a nutshell, he just says, don't be surprised if we move up into the draft. Something we've done in the last couple years. And
it's nice humble brag there, dude. My boy Richard Sines. Listen to you.
He is. He's my brother.
What up, Richard Sines? We know that you're out there. Come on the show.
Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. But yeah, we got so the Suns basically got their guy. They traded up and they took Koa Pete from the U of A. So what do they give up here? Let's see if I could pull that up here. Let's see. Sorry, Snoop. Oh, I got tons of tabs.
What did they give up? They didn't give up anything. They drafted him.
They moved up, Snoop. They're at number 47, so they traded number 47 and 2 future second-round picks, 1 in 29 and 1 in 33, to move up in the back end of the first round to take Koa Pete from U of A. So they traded away 3 seconds to move all the way up, Snoop.
That's true. And so a little bit about Koa Pete. I had here. He's born in Gilbert, Arizona, a hometown boy. Won 4 state titles at Perry High School, 3-time Arizona Gatorade Player of the Year, helped lead the University of Arizona to the first Final Four since 2001, and he's now a Phoenix Sun. How about that for the hometown boy, making it all the way to the NBA? It's a cool story. I hope he is the guy. He's a wingman, though. He's not, I would rather have seen the Suns get a big or a point guard, like we've talked about.
He plays in the paint, Snoop, 6'7", 240. He's not that great of a shooter. He gets most of his points in the paint. So it's actually a guy that can bang a little bit. He's not the most explosive. He's got a large wingspan. His motor's great. He is a leader. He is a winner, which he's won everywhere he's gone, and his teammates love him. Local boy, so great story. Yeah, Perry High School here in the Valley. I have a clip from his high school basketball coach that would like to share and talks about what type of player he is. Am I good, Snoop?
Yeah, go ahead.
Raised in a football family. He is not afraid of contact. He will initiate contact. He likes to play physical. He likes to play aggressive. But on the court, this is another thing that I think separates Koa is his will to win. And I put that as a dog. Like, his passion to win is off the charts. And that's why he's won at everything he's done in high school, with USA basketball, with U of A. The kid is in practice and the kid wants to win in everything he competes in, and he's a dog. Yes, absolutely.
Then I got another piece of video from Suns GM Brian Gregory that talks about him. I would like to
highly
share.
talented.
I'll pull that up here, Snoop.
When you have
Am I good?
Yep.
when you have a kid like Koa coming in, you know there's just a great fit. Brings everything that's important to us. High character, highly talented. Great competitor, great winner, and maybe that winning piece is the thing that was so important to us. 4 state championships, 4 gold medals representing the U.S. on different levels of USA basketball. Obviously did a great job this year as a freshman at Arizona with, I think, school record 36 wins, gets him to the Final Four. Most outstanding player in the West Regional in the NCAA tournament. Every big game in that, 21 in the Sweet 16 game, 21 in the Elite 8 game, double-double in the Final Four game. I can go on, but the most important thing is when we look at what we want to constantly draft and bring into our organization, Koa Pete has all of it. When you have
And then, dude, Snoop, he didn't even come in for a workout until Sunday night. And I have a little video from the great John Gamador I would like to play. Can I play that?
Go ahead.
The Suns never worked Koa Pete out. They were picking at 47. There was no reason for Koa Pete to work out to the Phoenix Suns. They didn't have a first-round pick. They didn't have an early second-round pick. They were picking at 47. So they didn't. But as the draft got closer and the Suns were, looking at the possibility of getting into the first round somehow, some way, because they liked Koa Pete, he came in for a visit on Sunday. No workout, but he came in.
I live here. It's just a little trip down the street. Why not, right?
It's just something nobody knows. Nobody knows this. But he came into the facility on Sunday, spent about an hour, met with a bunch of people, because at that point, he was made aware that the Suns could possibly were looking to get into the first round for him.
Yeah.
For him. So he was at the facility on Sunday, just 3 days ago.
So pretty interesting. I didn't know that about his background. 4 state championships here in Arizona, 4 gold medals. He led the U of A team to the most wins they've ever had, and U of A is a storied basketball, historic franchise. That's kind of crazy. He's a winner. What's your thoughts, Snoop?
Yeah, I didn't really know much about him. So yeah, I'm excited to see how he plays. Like I said, I'm not sure he's the player I would have taken. Like I said, but what the fuck do I know? I'm not a general manager of a basketball team. I'm not even the general manager of a fantasy basketball team. How about that?
Yeah, it's good to know some of this background with them. I trust in our front office. They've done a great job on drafting last few years. Even if it's not the player we would have loved, they get paid for a reason. They trust and lean on their scouts. They know what they're doing. I could see this as I don't think he's going to help us immediately. I think he's going to be playing in the G League this year. I think this is a move for 3 years down the road, the window with all our young core. As long as he can improve, some comparisons are being compared by some people out there, like our boy Flex compared him to Grandma Ma, Larry Johnson. And there's some other comparisons out there. I heard of Tobias Harris, if he improves on his shot. Tobias was just a mid-range type of scorer. But we'll see. I definitely trust our front office.
Yeah, I agree. They've made the right moves lately. We had a little bit of a rough patch there with a couple of players who we don't need to name. They're gone now.
Right.
But I think last season was a good reflection of the moves that they're making. So
Right.
I'm excited, to see.
So did you hear the news with since we're talking about it? Colin got extended. So the goodie.
I did.
Let's pull that up for the people at home. So Colin Gillespie signed a 4-year, $48 million deal to return back to the Suns. He spent his first 3 years on a 2-way contract after going undrafted out of Villanueva. Man, that's awesome. He was undrafted, and now he's getting banked. Dude, congrats to him and his hard work.
Villanueva guy?
Villanova.
Villanova.
Villanova. Thank you, Snoop. Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy. I'm going to have to make 2 clips tonight.
This is a good sign. I thought it was kind of a must. The money's a little bit better than I expected. Congrats to Colin. And then we also extended Jordan Goodwin. 3 years, $19 million with a player option for the 3rd season. So congrats to the Suns for getting money done and deals done. And then we have breaking news coming into the show, Snoop. Breaking news, Snoop. The Suns have signed Mark Williams literally 1 minute before the show started. 3 years, $38 million. So technically, this is lower than what was expected. I was expecting 14 to 15. This is an annual 12.7. I'm down with this. I'm down. This guy is a big that can come off the bench when Molly Watch starts, going later down the road or whenever that is. 12.7 for a good backup big, or potentially someone that can start too. I think that's a good deal, Snoop. That's a good deal.
Well, he's going to have to change his jersey number.
Yeah.
And that should be good for sales, but he's fragile. He's got glass legs, he's another player that just makes me nervous. I would have rather seen him moved, but maybe it's great for backup, but we'll see if he can play. How many games did he play this past season? Do you know?
He played in a career high, I believe. How many games did Robert Williams play? I think he played in a career high.
Mark Williams.
I always think of those two. But yeah, he's always hurt. He's always fragile. You remember we was talking to Espo about we heard some possible new hires for training staff on the Suns, and he didn't get like the names. He said there's rumors of it. I wonder if that has any hand in play with like trusting his medical background, because that's definitely a question of mine I have before. That right foot of his is fragile.
Yeah. Here, I'll tell you how many games he played.
Let's see here. I'm sure I played the career high. I can't find it out. You got it?
25, 26, 60 games.
It's a career high.
Okay. So,
60.
I mean, that's 75% of the season, So he missed 25% of the games.
Okay, let me ask you
But
Molly
let's look at the years before that though. 44, 19, and 43.
That's a problem. I'm kind of glad it's not 15 million plus. That's actually 12.7 is a good number if he could just stay on the court. Do you think? Let me ask you this, Snoop. If Molly Watch starts and he does that jump up in growth, that's a good signing for a backup big man that can play if he's healthy, right?
Okay.
Right.
He's no Khalil Ware.
No. He's one of my favorite young big men. That dude's a stud. That guy's going to lead the NBA in rebounding 1 year, at least.
And hopefully blocks, too.
Yeah, he can do that as well. So, breaking news, Mark Williams signed. Jordan Goodwin signed. Colin Gillespie signed. So, the Suns are making some news. So, let's give a round of applause to our Phoenix Suns, Snoop. They're doing something. Good. See.
Shazam.
That's right. What a shot. What a burger.
Hey, I want to talk about, are we doing the NBA draft or what?
Yeah. Let's talk NBA draft. Let's do this. Let's pull up, First and foremost, so let's pull up what I got up. I'm going to show all the draft picks for all the people at home. So this is for the first round, everybody. I'm not going to name off everybody, but it's a very deep draft. A lot of these players can play, man. A lot of these players can play. The guy we got, some insiders had him as a top 20 pick. So that's the first round. Our second round as well. I will talk about Baba Miller. He went to the Clippers. That's one guy I really love that we talked about. But NBA draft, it's all done. Now it's on to NBA free agency. What you got for NBA draft, Snoop?
I got one thing to talk about, and then we'll talk about your guys. So as we all know who James Goldstein is, and look at the number 4 pick for the Chicago Bulls, Caleb Wilson. Look who he's pictured with right here already, James
Oh,
Goldstein.
shit. When was this picture taken? Is that the NBA Finals?
I'm
This
not
is the NBA
sure.
Finals at the bottom.
Yep. So is that the final? And then it
Interesting.
seems Chicago Bulls draftee Caleb Wilson does know what type of things he's going to have to do. And that's in reference to, he made the comment of he's willing to do whatever it takes. So apparently that's true because he's pictured with Mr. Goldstein. So,
Wow.
yeah. So he might be good for your fantasy teams there, players.
Something to look out for, man. I think his first game, I'm going to watch the sidelines to see if he's there.
He'll be at some games, that's for sure.
Well, let's see what else I got, Snoop. I got a Devin Booker, Melvin Booker video we could show. We could do that later too. Whatever you think, brother.
Let's do it. Let's get through the draft. And then we can do some Arizona history later and include that in there or whatever.
Yeah, we can include that in there. And let me see what else I got up in here. Give me 1 second, Snoop. You got anything else you want to share or talk about?
No, I think the rest of the stuff I got is all football. So
let me see here. You know what number Giannis is going to wear? Is he going to keep the same number?
I imagine he'll wear 34. Why couldn't he wear 34?
Is 34 retired by Miami?
I don't think so.
I don't think it is either. Let's see here. Let's see what else I got here.
I know that 23 for the Heat is for Michael Jordan.
Isn't that because of Pat Riley? Didn't he do that because I think he did because of him. So
no, yeah, 34 is open. So I imagine that's what he'll wear then.
All right. Thank you to all the people out there. We knocked out NBA draft, some Suns news, NBA news. We're gonna do NFL news after our recording with Suns Worldwide, which we're gonna show here in very soon. And then we got some Arizona sports history. Anything else you want to pop into, or should we maybe roll into the recording?
No. Well, didn't you want to talk about some of the draft players?
No, I didn't want to dive into it too much. There's a lot, but no, the draft stuff is pretty much knocked out. I just got a bunch of NFL stuff for afterwards and some Arizona sports history. But
let's jump into the interview then. Shit, I thought you had more draft stuff. So,
what do you? What's your thoughts on our interview with Suns Worldwide? How do you think it went? And tell the folks at home a little bit about it.
Yeah, it's impressive to see this younger generation really take to the things that he's doing right now with the podcasting and his love of the game and knowledge of the game, and it's exciting to see this next generation come up. So it's cool. Yeah, it was a good conversation. Wish we had more time with him.
We will in the future. I didn't know he had that much content on YouTube. He has a shit ton. Holy shit.
Yeah, he does every day, man.
So we talk about just him a little bit. We talk about the Suns. We talk about Devin Booker, the hate. We talk about our flex. We talk about the Unc Neph. We talk about all kinds of stuff. I got his name and everything like that. So folks at home, stick around. The recording's about 1 hour and 5 minutes, I believe. Right, Snoop?
Yep.
Right. So tune in, come back, because we're not done. So crack one open, get your popcorn, enjoy the recording, and thanks for all the love out there. And cheers.
Cheers, everybody. We'll see you in an hour and 5 minutes.
Yo, Snoop, look who we have up in here. Man,
Yes.
look who we have. Look who we have.
We're here, man.
What is
great.
up?
Yeah, it's
What
great
is
to
up?
finally have this man up in here. We had the other half on with Unc. Now we got Neph on. The one and
Yes,
only
sir.
Sons Worldwide is up in the Pick Us In podcast. What is
What's going on, fellas, man? Thank you guys for having me on, man. I know you guys had Flex on, was it a month or so ago? So he told me about it. I was like, yeah. And then I saw you guys mention me. I was like, we for sure got to do this. So I'm excited that I'm on here. Couple schedule changes, but we're here. We're finally here on the flesh. And I'm excited, man. Thank you guys for inviting me on. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we've been excited to talk to you, after having him on. He's not only is it, one of our, most popular episodes with Flex, but it was also one of the most fun too, because what people don't realize is that I think it was one of the longest ones we ever did.
Yeah,
but
Flex can
also-
talk.
Yeah, but on top
5
of
hours.
that, yeah, what people don't
5
know
hours?
is like, what they don't know
Yeah.
is that we talked to him after we ended the episode for another couple hours. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It was like, damn.
Yeah, that's hilarious because that's exactly how it was when I had him on the channel for the first time. We recorded for like 2 hours and we weren't even like paying attention to the timestamp. And eventually, like my MacBook battery was almost dead. And I was like, all right, man, I think we gotta wrap this up. And then we talked for like an hour or so. So that's awesome to hear, man. Flex, I know he gets a lot of. I don't really call like Twitter folks real because they're how Twitter people are. They're a little different. But he does get a lot of flack for, I don't know why, actually. I really don't know, to be completely honest. But he's one of the most genuine, like, humble dudes I've ever talked to. And, I obviously have a lot of respect for Flex, as I was coming up, like, within the space. He was like a mentor to me, so I really appreciate Flex for what he's doing. And now that we have a podcast together now, it's a surreal thing. So shout out to Flex, man. Great guy. Like, I have nothing bad to say about him at all. Like, that's family.
So, you don't have to dox yourself, but you're not in Arizona, are you?
No, I'm in Iowa. So,
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys are like, where is that at?
Damn, it's late
no,
there.
I mean, I'm from Chicago, so I'm from Midwest too.
Oh, right
so.
next door, right there, Illinois.
Yeah. So how did you end up meeting Flex?
So how me and Flex kind of came about, honestly, it's kind of a weird deal because when I first started out, it was around like when we traded for Kevin Durant. So obviously I was just some young, naive kid. So I was like, you know what? I want to message Flex and he's going to tell me about what's happening with Kevin Durant. So I sent him a DM. I think I sent him like 5 and I think he responded and he was like, blah, 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 blah. Can't really say much. I was like, awesome. I just talked to the insider. And then I honestly, it kind of happened like so fast over the past couple of months that I don't like really remember how we really got to the point we're at now because I think he like put out a tweet and he was saying, I'm gonna hop on some shows today. Hit me up if you want me on.
I remember that day.
Yeah. So I just out of the blue, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll message him. I sent him a DM. He's like, all right, boom, boom, boom. What time? I was like, all right, let's do this. And then had him on there like you guys had him too. Like it went on for a couple hours and Flex brings a great audience with him. So shout out to Flex for that. That was also one of my more popular episodes as well. So after that, obviously with the Unc Neph Podcast, how that kind of started, Flex told me that, I don't know if he ever told you guys this, but I was never like supposed to be the original person on there. Like he did a couple pilot episodes. So he did it with some former athletes and, tested it out with some people. And he's like, I didn't really like how they turned out. Like sometimes like I'd even write a script out for them and, it just didn't feel right. And then obviously we did a couple shows on my YouTube channel and, they just kind of went on it was just natural. Like we could sit here and talk like we are right now for like 2 to 3 hours and we'd have to stop ourselves. And, he just called me. I was at work one day and I went and stepped into the back. He's like, hey, Neph, I wasn't Neph at the time, but he's like, hey, I think we got to do something. I was like, all right, man, let's do it. So I was game right away, and yeah, now here we are, man. A lot of like, it wasn't just like something that happened out of the blue either. Like we've been on the phone for like, man, I'd hate to see like if I did the math, how long we've been on the phone, because it's probably at least 24 hours like in total from all of our calls. Just prepping stuff, getting stuff ready, like everything. We were very like meticulous and detailed, and that's what I like a lot about Flex, because I've done podcasts with people before. Like I had one with Langston Galloway. It was very brief, just because scheduling. He's in Turkey right now playing basketball, and I did some with some former Suns media guys as well. But once again, like. It's I just never could find somebody that I was ever like on the page with, and that's what I like a lot about you guys, because you guys are like, you guys have a schedule, you guys are set, and you guys are you just work together. Like to make a great show, you need a great pairing. Like I don't know, it's that's what I was like very meticulous about, and I've never felt like I've had somebody that I've been with or worked with that has been like as detailed as me. And I'm not saying I'm the most detailed person or creative mind of all time, like no, but I just I put a lot into it, and when you're with somebody that doesn't really put in as much, it kind of sucks, and you kind of just pull away from it. And yeah, so that's why I like doing what I'm doing with Flex right now.
That's interesting, man. I didn't even know about that with the pilot episodes, how that started, and how you guys just connected. That's pretty interesting. And yeah, thanks for the compliment, by the way. I love my brother Snoop. We work very well together on screen. We try to have everything set, just being consistent, be loose, just shoot from the hip, just being organic. Maybe have like our other stuff prepped for our show. So, how'd you get the name Neph?
Neph. So I kind of started the thing where, kind of like a trolling aspect, because I guess people my generation do it too. But anybody that's over like the age of 25, I just call him Unc just to fuck with him, just to mess with him. And then, I brought Flex in the show and I introduced him. I was like, welcome back to an episode of, welcome to the channel. And I was like, today we have Unc on. And then the second time I brought him onto the channel, it was like really set in stone, because I was like, welcome to another edition of Unc Neph Podcast. And then, boom, here we are. And then, he just kind of coined me as Neph, and he was like, yeah, bro, you're pretty much family now. So you're nephew to me. So that's where we're at now.
Dude, what's really cool is, well, I don't know if it's cool actually in a way, because, so you and I followed each other for quite a while online. Like I know it's been quite a while, but I would never see you in my algorithm. And then when you and Flex put this show together, like I saw you again, I was like, oh shit, I remember seeing that page. And then I'd seen like, you have a ton of content, man.
Yeah, I try.
Were you doing like your own thing, like daily? Do you do something? Or?
So just on Instagram alone, I think I've posted almost damn near a day for the past 4 years.
Like, I just followed you on Instagram today, man. I just but it's a grind for sure. Yeah,
I haven't been as active on Twitter.
Why do you do Instagram?
For me, it was just something that I was more familiar with when I first started out, and then I kind of branched out to Twitter, or X as it is now. But for me, I just felt like Instagram was easier to grow, and I kind of like studied like there's a I don't just put something up. I guess like there's a lot that goes into it, and I'm not saying I'm anything like too crazy. Actually, I wouldn't say I'm anyone because there's a lot more I want to do, but like I would do research and search up like what's the best times of the day to post, figure out like the algorithm, certain like text, like if you on a graphic, if you color it a certain way, like that attracts people, like catches eye more. Just like little detailed things to catch people's eye. Like there's like very small meticulous things, and everything I try to do is very calculated. And I don't know, on Twitter, like X, like I probably should take it a little more serious, but that's where I like go and like do like Kevin Durant type shit where I just go on there and have fun.
I guess the reason why I was asking about Instagram is because I've found like especially like with podcasting, like we can only do like a live stream. They only will stream for the first hour and then it cuts off. So that's kind of a pain in the ass. And then, and then if you're going to do shorts, it's great for short real type videos, But doing a long form podcast just didn't seem to make sense on Instagram for me. So that's why I was curious.
Yeah.
Because like you do over an hour, don't you, in your videos?
Yeah, it kind of depends. Like if I'll bring someone on, I'll go for like an hour and a half. But if it's just me, I try to keep it around like 10 to 15 minutes just because that's like, more algorithm work. Like as you've like reached the 8-minute mark on YouTube, that's like the golden spot. And then after that, it's just I don't know. I feel like anything longer for 15 minutes, I don't think I'm that entertaining as a person, so I wouldn't want to listen to myself for 15 minutes. So I'm like, you know what? I think 15 minutes is, I think, where the cutoff is going to be for me. So that's pretty much where I chalk it up with that.
Yeah, you do put a lot of work. Like, dude, you put a lot of work. And you're very detailed from what you're saying. Like now that you're like mentioning like strategic, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. So I mean, for real, like props to you what you've been doing. So that's getting back to like what we were talking about earlier with how you got the Unc Neph, how you got the nickname, stuff like that. So me and Snoop been following Flex for quite a long time. So we met him 5 years ago, Snoop, at a game, and just like connected. I don't know how long ago it was, but we've been following him a long time.
It hasn't been that long because I remember we met Flex at the game just randomly one night, and he followed me on X. This was before you had joined X. It was like when I first joined X. I was small, and and I've kind of grown on X quite a bit. And
like, you got like 11K. That's crazy, bro. Shout out.
Yeah, but what's wild, dude, is I haven't grown at all in 9 months because I'm pigeoned in the algorithm right now, so I can't grow. Like I have big accounts supporting me with our podcast network, and like our Pick Is In podcast is getting great numbers on Twitter right now. But like my personal page is just shot, man. And I don't know. It could just be my name. I don't know. There's you just never know. There's a lot of things that
great
can set
name,
off,
by the way. Great name. Come on, Snoop.
That's a great name,
right? But they look at it as, do advertisers want to work with something like that? And what's crazy to me is when I first started out, I had bidet companies hitting me up. I never pursued them. You know what I mean? They were like, "Here, let us send you some stuff." I'm like, "All right."
That's awesome, man.
Yes. So a little background story. We try to get to know each other. But Snoop got me into social. I wasn't even doing anything my whole life. I'm a long-time Arizona, born and raised here, sports junkie. It's my life since I was a kid. Just like this brain, just stores, and I love it. It's my number one passion. And Snoop's like, do something. And I just finally listened to him. And I've been on X a year, and now we have a show, and it's phenomenal. I love doing it. I just love connecting and like getting to know people too.
Yeah. No, it's great. That's like one of my favorite parts about doing this. Like a lot of people get infatuated about the numbers and, the engagement that they get and the notoriety and the validation. But for me, it's like stuff like this, like connecting with people. Like it's crazy that we can sit on here. I'm in Iowa. You guys are you guys both in Arizona?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
623 West Valley.
Yeah, like that part to me is just like, that part is what I love the most. Like the fact that I can connect with people like across the world, and that's what played into my name too. Like when I first started out, obviously I was looking at names and seeing what was taken. I was like, I want to do something different. I want to try to separate myself and try to build something different. And that's
love
why
your name, by the way. Love your name.
That's why I came up with, I appreciate it, man. So that's why I came up with SUNSWORLDWIDE, because my main goal and my still main objective is to connect Suns fans worldwide. And it's crazy. I've formed I'm not saying me, but I've been able to put people together, and like they've formed so many relationships and like friendships. Like it's honestly crazy, and that's the coolest part to me. Like anything, even over like a crazy foul, like the fact that I've been able to. Like even myself too, I've been able to connect with some people, and when I officially get out there, I have like a great group of people that I know too. But like some people, like just last weekend, 2 people that were my followers linked up in a group chat, and now they're like best buds. They went and got drinks last weekend. Like that to me is insane. And the fact that I've been able to like impact people like across the world, like somebody in England, I think, or the UK bought one of my shirts. I was like, that's insane. In Italy, like awesome. That to me is don't know. That's what does it for me. Like
I was going to
everything.
ask you the whole Suns Worldwide thing. I'm glad you're telling us about it. Like, like, doesn't mean bringing people together like worldwide. Like I like the definition, and it's special. What you doing? That's awesome. Keep doing it, brother. You just need the next beer you need with your last follower, Devin Booker. Devin Booker. So shout out to you for getting that follow. I had to say what's up there.
Yeah. Shout out to Book, man.
Yeah, gotta love it.
It's
But
yeah, that was it's weird to me, honestly, that kind of happened, because I kind of feel like he did it on accident. Like I don't feel like he did it on purpose, to be completely honest. But I feel like there's actually a crazy, like, there was people that got mad at me for Book following me. Like, people were like pissed at me. Like, I got a lot of hate, actually. Like, in the first 24 hours, like, some dude went on like a 20-story Instagram rant about it and saying, because people, I think it ended up on Twitter somehow, because some dude said he was quitting his Instagram account, and then people were like, oh, it's got to be because of this. And then obviously I don't know how he found out, because this dude blocked me on Instagram, which I don't know, because I haven't, I'm not going out to people and doing anything malicious or anything, but he pretty much raged that the fact that people were saying that, and he's like, it's not because of this, yada yada yada. And then it's funny, because a couple of days ago, that same dude that did that, I got sent a picture that this dude was wearing a Spurs hat.
oh, jeez.
So I don't know. And I'm not one to, like, I hate Instagram beef, because just like internet beef, because for one, kind of a fun fact about me, I hate social media so much. I hate everything about it. The only thing that keeps me on here is this. Like, if it wasn't for this, I would be off the grid so much. Like, how people act on here, and how people just get infatuated with, I don't know. It's so weird how people, like,
you're right,
think and like social media impact themselves. Like, I'd rather be off of this. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just
totally
I can't understand it.
there's just only a small group of positive, like, sports people.
Yeah.
Like, there is, and like, just not even sports people, just in general. You're totally right. But the plus side, there is great things about it, and it's like stuff like this, like giving like good, real shit, connecting people, and like showing love, and not bringing people down. Like, there should be more love in this freaking world. Let's go. Come on now.
Yeah. No, for 100%, man. Spread positivity. Like, there's too much. For me, this is my thing. This is like for the whole like, just, I guess, basketball space, because people, I feel like it's so negative as of recent, but this is my mindset with it. Like, there's already so much bullshit that's out there in the world right now. Like, people's hobbies are now being taken over by people that want to be negative and flush all this negativity into these spaces. Like, nobody wants to go on Twitter after a game or after Instagram and be ridiculed for takes or what they say, or I just hate going on Twitter and I see people bashing players, because at the end of the day too, like, I get it, they work a job that comes with a lot of high intensity, comes with a lot of attention, comes with a lot of notoriety and like fame, but at the end of the day, like, they're people too. Like, that's why I try to keep it as positive as possible with athletes and Suns players as well. Like, I get it.
You do, even on your fun account, Twitter. Like, you're positive and you're respectful, but you still, I could sense your sense of humor when you do it.
Yeah,
like,
it's
especially
an
like
82
other
game
people.
season.
Like, other people reporting fake shit and like not real shit. You're just making funny of it, quote their posts, and I think that's hilarious. I mean, you have to, because a lot of real shit is not out there. Like, people like read something and they believe it. Like, come on, man. There's only a handful of fucking real Suns people, maybe two hands full of real Suns people that work in this valley that actually legit report good shit.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I get it too. Like, at the end of their day, like, it's their job, the headlines and clicks and the engagement, like, that's how they get paid. So I get it from that aspect. And I personally deep down feel like, I guess we'll talk about Devin Booker here. Like, he gets a lot of shit, and it's kind of weird, because I've
never heard of him. Who? Is he new? Just kidding. Anyway, sure. Go ahead.
But I just feel like, as of recent, and I don't know if it's because like the Kevin Durant era, because Kevin Durant's fan base, shout out to them. There's some really cool people within his like fan base, but they have some stands too, and I'm sure there's some book stands as well that are kind of like that too. So I'm not gonna put that all in there. But I feel like ever since that that era happened, I feel like Book's already got a lot of overlooked. Like, he's like the middle child of the NBA to me. Like, Devin Booker's never been like in the spotlight, and he's never. It's weird too for me that he gets so much, like, I don't know if it's hate, but just like weird energy from local media for a guy that's never been involved in any scandals, never has anything negative attached to his name, and shows up to work every day.
He had Kardashian attached to his name for quite a while. That could be viewed as a negative.
Hey, we all can't be perfect. I mean, MJ wasn't perfect. Come on.
I mean, I'd have that attached to me too if I was him. So I'm not.
I said I wouldn't.
We're totally right. Especially the naysayers this year felt like when they lost, the flock was heavier on them. It seemed like when they lost in the playoffs, but like you never hear them get arrested. You never hear bad things being said by anybody that gets out. And like people like dig for that shit. Like you don't hear nothing about this. This guy's a great dude and the work he does and like how he gets back. This guy's like legit like throwing style of Phoenix and needs to be respected like one.
Yeah, it's incredible to me. And once again, too, like I genuinely don't feel that deep down these media people feel that way about Book. Like I feel like if you sat him alone, no cameras in a room, and you had like a group conversation, most of the stuff that they say, I feel like they wouldn't say. I don't know. That could just be my intuition, but I don't feel like these people feel like that because I don't know. It's like I feel like I have been like a broken record the past 2 years because there's just been like this narrative that Book's not doing enough. He's not a leader. He doesn't show up. I feel like a lot of people forget that at the start of the season, we were projected to win 28 games. All right, 28 games.
Vegas was wrong.
Win 45 games this year, with only 32 games to Jalen Green. Obviously, shout out to everybody else because everybody had career seasons, but that doesn't happen without Devin Booker. Royce O'Neal doesn't have a career without Devin Booker. Colin Gillespie doesn't break the all-time, regular season record for three-pointers made without Devin Booker. A lot of that lays on Devin Booker. Dillon Brooks isn't a fringe all-star without Devin Booker. Like, there's so much that, it's a well-oiled machine. Obviously, I'm not saying everything's because of Book because, those guys put in the work too, and they have to make the shots and execute on the plays too off his gravity. But I just feel like, there's a common denominator. Like, Book is a lot of the reason that these guys are able to play as freely as they are. Book takes on a heavy load because the objective A, B, and C night in and night out is to take him out of the game. And somehow he still averages 26 and 6. And that's somehow a regression. And now he's too old, I've been hearing. I guess 29 years old you're pretty much washed at that point in the NBA, which I forget too because Jimmy Butler was 34, led the Heat from the play-in all the way to the NBA Finals. Jalen Brunson this year, a couple months older than Devin Booker. Yep. Just took them to the NBA Finals and won a championship. So I don't want to hear that, the Suns' window is closed and they have to get rid of Book because I'm telling you right now, if you trade Devin Booker, not only are your views and all that shit going to tank, all your viewership's going to be gone. The Suns for the next decade aren't going to be a winning team. Like right now, Devin Booker isn't the problem. I don't know where this thing came from, and I get that. I guess Book is maybe the only guy right now that you can point fingers at, which is kind of weird in a sense, but I don't know. I can't come up with a conclusion or like a reason that people think this way because I can't think that way. Like, I don't know. I'm just not, that's not my thought process. I try to keep it, as positive as possible, but I don't know. For a guy that's been with the franchise since he was 18 years old, been with us for 11, 12 years now, has single-handedly changed the course of the Suns in this decade.
And will be the greatest Sun of all time when he's done.
Yes, and he will have number 1 in 15 retired when it's all said and done too, and we'll see a statue outside, maybe 1 or 2 statues outside of the arena. But I don't get how he draws in so much hate. I don't know. It really blows my mind.
I would think that he probably gets a lot of hate, especially when it comes from like national media and people online. I guess we'll just throw that in the mix too. Because the first half of his career, he was on a shit organization, ran by shitty people, and thank God, the Sarver sold the team, and we were able to persevere. I think the Suns really need a true point guard to really get in there and add to Booker's game a lot. This point book I don't like a whole lot, but he doesn't deserve the hate by any means. He's definitely there night in, night out, and the most consistent player.
Yeah.
Think of
I
it
guess
like
I have a question for you, Vaughn.
Sure.
So I guess because this is a good talking point too, because I know a lot of people do feel like how you feel about the point guard situation too. I guess from your point of view, who do you think that the Suns should get for point guard?
I don't know. There's talk of Trae Young. That could be a good option. If he can come in and be healthy. We'll see. I don't know if that's doable or not. There's not a whole lot of them out there right now. But I think that, a veteran is definitely, I think, more feasible and a better option than drafting one right now. But yeah, so I would like to see him bring in a veteran point guard. I think Gillespie and Goodwin are great, behind a true point guard, And then the option is, do you keep Jalen Green around? So it adds to a lot, if you try to address the point guard issue. I think it's probably the most necessary addition right now.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I get your point. For me, I'm honestly, I wouldn't call it point book, because I feel like basketball anymore is so. Anthony Edwards isn't a point guard, but he's the primary ball handler. He's the lead guy in the team.
Sorry, I thought we lost you there for a second. It kind of froze up, but you're good. You're good now.
No. So I guess my point about the whole point book deal, because I know there's a strong amount in the Suns fan base. I kind of feel that way. Because people are we need a true point guard. We need a guy like Chris Paul, and for me, it's if you look around the NBA and you are looking for that type of guy, there's, like you said, there's not a lot of them. And if there is a few, Tyrese Halliburton, franchise guy for the Pacers, he's not going anywhere. But I just feel basketball is so positionless now. And, Anthony Edwards, he's not a point guard, but he's the lead ball handler for the team, for the Timberwolves. Shea's a point guard, so that's not really a good example. But there's guys out there that aren't necessarily point guards, but no matter what, the best player on your team is going to have the ball a good amount of times. And I feel we first saw that point book, I guess, role in the 23 playoffs when Chris Paul got hurt, and a little bit throughout that season too, because I think Chris missed a decent amount of games that year. But Book was pretty successful at it. Obviously, if you look at the 23 playoffs, his numbers were insane, but he was also getting single coverage the whole time playing next to Kevin Durant. So when people try to, bring that conversation up and say that Book's regressed from that, is kind of always funny to me as well. But I don't think the Suns necessarily need a point guard. I think they just need guys around Book that can execute consistently off his gravity, and maybe get some guys that draw some gravity as well. And that's we're thinking and hoping that Jalen Green can be that. Just if he can be a little more consistent, that helps out a lot, and it takes a lot off Book's shoulders if he becomes a true threat. But I don't necessarily think that's the problem. I feel Book does have to find a balance between being, the monster that he is scoring, and being a facilitator and capitalizing off his gravity. But I don't think that you'd necessarily need a point guard in today's NBA. And obviously that kind of hurts my argument, because Jalen Brunson just won an NBA championship this year, and he's a point guard. But I don't know. I just I feel the Suns just need guys to take leaps and be consistent. I think Book can do it, and I think he just has to find a balance within himself to balance out that aggressiveness and kicking out to guys. And obviously it is tough when you get double teamed and triple teamed, but I think what also helps with that as well, if the Suns, run some actions for him, run some off-ball plays for him to get open. I think that helps out a lot because I feel like we didn't really see that a lot this past year, especially in the playoffs. And I was like, dude, some of Book's best games, which is kind of funny because I've been rewatching the tapes and posting them, but some of his best games this year have been like off, like from running off-ball actions. Like people want to talk about Book's 3-point percentage and how it's 32 or 33%, if I'm correct on that. But his catch and shoot 3-point percentage is 38%. Like that's very efficient. And his best game this year, where he dropped 43 points against the Indiana Pacers, a good percentage of those shots in that game were off-ball 3-point looks. Like if the Suns can figure out a balance between him being on the ball and being off the ball, I think they could be even more lethal, and I think Devin Booker can take even more of a leap. Like, I don't think we've genuinely seen a peak Devin Booker yet.
Well, you know what I was going to say is how many games did Green and Book play together this season?
Not a lot.
Yeah, it couldn't have been that many.
Yeah, I don't think it's really a lot.
Yeah, so that's another issue. But if they, play together, we might see like what you're saying,
Yeah. For sure.
Great
No,
point.
I think those guys are going to take leaps.
Great point with Devin. I think he's a better third or fourth pass option on the offense. That's like not giving the ball, bringing them up. Once he gets to the half court, just start running some offense. I like him, like you said. He's more efficient when coming off the ball. And I kind of agree with you. I think he can beat his 70-point game. I think his ceiling's still up. I think he can still do it. I think he could. And to go back to what you're talking about a few minutes ago with the hate and all that, I think it's just like it's kind of like ingredients to a meal with all this negativity. Like people don't know what's real with Devin. Don't see the big picture. What's being reported. Believe in what you read. It's not like a little bit of this, and then people being negative about it. So people don't know he was hurt in the playoffs. Like it wasn't reported. Because he kept it to himself. That's what's the type of step up person he is. Like he's the ultimate, and totally. A veterans point guard, I would definitely do. So the draft's going to come up next week, next Tuesday. This is going to be airing Thursday. Are you guys doing any type of draft show over at the Unc Neph? And you looking forward to Tuesday night, brother?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Tuesday night. I'm very excited for that and how that's going to turn out because I'm sure some crazy things will happen around that time and probably earlier on that. Wait, because the draft is Tuesday, right? Next week, Tuesday?
Yeah.
Wow, that came out quick. Yeah, I don't know if we're doing anything for the draft. I'm sure I'll put out a video once the draft is concluded. But I want to ask you guys a question. Who do you guys want the Suns to take in the draft?
So I don't really have like players I want. There's like two handfuls. I know I'm more into it than what Snoop is. You guys talked about a couple of them on your show. The Baba Miller's one guy that I already looked at earlier this season. I don't do much college basketball until like after up until the NBA draft. But I believe in our ownership and our front office. They've been great on drafting, and whatever they think is okay, I'm okay with. And we're gonna be moving up. I could see us because this, even with all the players returning, there's still a hell of a good draft. So it's pretty deep. I trust them. I would like to get a big or a wing, maybe a point guard for later. But I kind of like what Snoop was saying. If we can get a vet point guard, that's what I prefer. I don't know anything about like the inside of it, but I know we got Colin that's probably going to be returned. Hopefully that stays to fruition. But what about you? You've done some draft homework. What is about some players that you like?
Yeah, I've done some looking and just kind of keeping it realistic because the Suns right now only have pick 47. So I don't even know if this guy will even fall to pick 47. So I hope the Suns do move up in the early second round or the late first to secure him. But a guy I really do love is Baba Miller. I like everything about him. Like he plays like a pro.
This guy.
Yeah. Because I forgot who put me on to him. I don't know if he held like a pre-draft workout. Yeah, I think that's what it was. So when he was like one of the first few in the bunch, and I saw his tape on Twitter. I was like, okay, yeah, it catches the eye. And then I started deep diving on him. It's like, oh, yeah, he's pretty legit. Like I like how he handles the ball for a guy of his size. Just everything about his game. He's very athletic. He fits the new regiment of guys we've been bringing in over the past couple years in the draft. His playmaking too is something that's very underrated about his game. Like I don't know if he's like ambidextrous or whatever, but he can pass very strongly with his left and with his right. But me and Flex did some diving. Him and his son have been watching the tape, but I guess he played like guard at some point in his life, and it seems like he kind of took a growth spurt.
Yeah, I think it was high school. He took a huge growth spurt, but he was a guard in middle school.
Yeah, so that's something that's very interesting as well, because he has like the ball handling of a guard, but he just seems like a very high IQ player. He seems like he knows his place on the court. Seems like he knows what needs to be done, and the intangibles are there with this guy. And I think that for me is what separates him from a lot of the people in this draft. And when it comes to draft prospects, that's the one thing I look at the most is like, do they feel confident of where they're at? And you can just tell when a guy looks like that they're like a pro and they're not a pro. You can just kind of tell like, oh, he looks like he's a pro amongst boys. And Bob Miller just kind of seems like he's that guy, and he can really contribute to an NBA team within the next couple of years here. But yeah, I think that's my guy.
What's his height?
I think he's like 6'10", 6'11".
So Snoop, this guy's like he doesn't need to like score. He could dish. He's a great passer. His knock is shooting, but he has form. He's not the greatest shooter, but he has form. It can be fixed. He's young. He hustles. He slashes. He can run the court, dribbling the ball as a big man too. But this guy, just like he said, he can pass right or left. And dude, the guy, he doesn't need to shoot the rock to be like impactful.
And he'll be there at 47, you think, or like you have to trade up?
I think he's definitely like he was projected at 47 or like around those picks, like 52. But I think he's definitely like an early second round guy now. Like he killed it in the draft combine, and
he's moved up a little bit in the last week on most mocks on that. But this guy can play, Snoop. This is the guy I want to. Even if we have to like move up and like maybe reach for him a hair, just because this guy could fit really well here, and he plays D. He's got long arms, dude. Imagine if he could shoot lights out from three. The sky's the limit for this guy.
The shooting thing is interesting because it's like the Ryan Dunn situation, kind of again. People point out that his percentage isn't good, but I believe at Florida Atlantic, me and Flex kind of did some deep diving on this, but his attempts per game was like 3.7, and he was shooting like 34% from three. And then this last year at Cincinnati, he was shooting like 1.9 attempts a game, and his percentage was 19%. So I think it's more of a systematic deal. Obviously, I feel like you said, that like the mechanics and tools are there. It's a confidence deal. I think if he really gets in the lab, and I'm sure he's probably been doing that this summer, because how much. I'm sure him and his trainers and agents know how much, 3-point percentage and how much 3-point shooting is valued in the NBA now that he's probably been working on that. I'm not like, it's not a worry for me. Like if he's not a consistent 3-point shooter, cool. Not everybody on an NBA team needs to be a lights out shooter. That's why I'm cool with Oso Ighodaro. And this is actually a good guy for this topic too, because so many people are like bought up and fed into the idea that everybody needs to be a 30% 3-point shooter to be a successful player in the NBA. No, you don't. Oso Ighodaro is definitely, he's a niche player for a lot of people, and you have to really, I think you really have to appreciate basketball to appreciate his game. I know people at the beginning of the year were like, oh, let's trade Oso, yada, 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 and even this offseason before that, but he took a huge leap around December, and I believe he's taken more of a leap than Ryan Dunn, which, it's a big year 3 for Ryan Dunn coming up, but
huge.
Oso, the fact that his archetype, I know he can't shoot. If he can add a little bit of shooting to his game, just a little bit to make defenses guess, that would be
huge,
great for his career going forward, like just individually. But the fact that he's able to handle the ball, that he is at like the way he is at his size, the way he's able to pass the way at his size, and now he's becoming more physical, working on his body, rebounding, being more physical down low, and he has a quick like takeoff too when he attacks the rim. So I think that's something that's very underrated about him. Another guy that's not in the Suns, but that I kind of like because he kind of shares the same abilities and traits as Oso, was Danny Wolf for the Brooklyn Nets. He's a guy that I really wanted around the draft time because he was a guy that handled the ball a lot at Michigan, could pass, and he could shoot a little bit too. So, guys like that, I just think you have to really appreciate the game of basketball to like, and that's why I liked Oso so much. People were like, oh, he's just a Draymond Green type guy, but I think Oso can definitely take more of a leap. So that's why I like Oso a lot. And not everybody on your team needs to be a lights out shooter to be a contributive person.
NBA champion Mitchell Robinson. I mean, come on. I mean,
Can't
that
shoot
guy
free
can't
throws.
shoot a lick. He can't shoot a lick, and he's an NBA champ. There's other aspects of the game you could be great at.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Snoop was talking about Trae Young. This is new news.
Yeah.
I want to pick your head. Like, I know he's been hurt. I know when he's still capable of, he can still be elite scorer, right? When he's on the court.
Yeah.
He can still dish the ball too. Like what? He led the league in assists. Like what, a few years ago. So I mean, he's going to be opting out. He's going to be a free agent Monday. So when we show this, he's going to be a free agent. Is he attractive for you at all for the Suns to even look at, discuss, talk about, maybe even anything at all? Is he on your radar for wants? Is he a good fit here? I'm not saying necessarily a reporting it, just for good conversation.
Honestly, he's not, and a lot of it plays into the fact because the injury factor. I just feel like he's kind of undersized, and I believe obviously Tyus Jones isn't half the player Trae Young is, but when we saw Tyus Jones play point guard for the Suns, like teams were just hunting him because they knew that he was so undersized, and they would do anything in their ability and power to just get him to switch off on guys so that they could attack him and play defense. But I don't know. I get people are thirsty for a point guard in Phoenix, but you would have to do a sign and trade with Jalen Green, and I would rather buy into the future of Jalen Green than go for a guy like even John Morant as well. Buy in with Jalen Green and Trae Young. Like, I get it. Trae Young he's a great assister. Obviously, we never seen Trae Young play next to a guy of caliber of Devin Booker, so he could be elite here, but it's the defensive side that scares me, and I don't know, man. It's just undersized players. Obviously, Jalen Green just won an NBA championship this year, but he's surrounded by guys like Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, great defenders, but I don't know. I'm just when I think of Trae Young, I don't think of a winning player, and that might be kind of crazy too to say because obviously in 2021, went to the Eastern Conference Finals, was close to matching up against the Suns in the finals, but I don't know. There's just something about Trae Young that doesn't really I'm not attracted to him as a player. That might sound crazy, but
Do you like him more than Ja Morant?
no, I'd rather have Ja.
I don't like Ja.
What about like a Josh Giddey?
Josh Giddey.
That's interesting. That's
That is
interesting.
an interesting one.
He's a bigger guy. What is he? 6'9", I think.
He's 6'5".
Like 6'5", 6'6", around there.
But I think he'd fit well here. There's been a lot of talks in Chicago with a lot of teams. So, I mean, that team's starting to deal. He's a triple-double machine. I don't know. That's a good name drop, Snoop. What do you think?
Yeah, I haven't really done a deep dive on Josh Giddey because I haven't necessarily heard of anything attached to Josh Giddey. I know one thing of his game, like he kind of isn't a really consistent 3-point shooter, which obviously, to my point, you don't need to be a consistent a consistent 3-point shooter to be a consistent great guy valued in this league. But I don't know. I'm not saying no to it, but I think it would just have to be the right situation to get a guy like Josh Giddey. I know I'll bring up some point guard names that I like, but obviously they're a little older. Drew Holiday is a guy that I really love. He's a guy that I've wanted on the Suns for years now.
Yep.
I don't, obviously I don't think that's going to happen, but if you could get a guy of Drew Holiday and put him next to the book, I'd be more than pleasant with that.
I love that. I love that thought. Yeah. And I think Devin would appreciate him being here too.
Yeah, I know Devin has a lot of love for Drew Holiday, and obviously we all know what happened in 21 with that. So
right.
We're gonna leave that, but
Devin said he was one of the hardest defenders he's ever played against, during that series.
Yeah. I have a lot of respect for Drew Holiday. I like guys like Drew Holiday. Obviously, Marcus Smart's another great guy as well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just I haven't really looked at point guard opportunities because I feel like Colin Gillespie is a guy that if you truly want to buy in a point guard position, I think Colin Gillespie can take a leap. He's 26 years old. He just came off a career year. He's only going to improve. You have Steve Nash in the building. He has great mentorship. I think the one thing that Colin really has to really tap into and focus on, I feel like this offseason is playmaking. And playmaking, I feel like it's not something you can really work on in the offseason. It's more of just in-game reps because for one, you can't really replicate. Well, I guess you can if you get 10 guys in a gym and run strict coverages, but you can only really learn playmaking by failing in game. Like that's the only way you can get better at it. You can't really just go into a gym and just, throw passes and expect that to translate in a game. But I think that's the one like part where I want Colin to really take a leap, and I think he will. It just comes with game time experience and seeing different coverages, and I think that's the same thing for Jalen Green as well, because I feel like that's the one thing he kind of lacks too. I'm not saying he has to be Steve Nash type playmaker, but if he could just become like a basic like kick and drive type playmaking guy, Devin Booker did it. He it's just an IQ thing. It just comes with
100%. That's my number one
coverages.
beef. That's what the Green just IQ is not the greatest when it comes to things, but it's only like a big knock on him. But Colin, you're right. He could totally grow more. And like even just thinking about it, I never thought about this. What if he takes like a huge step forward in the next couple of years? That you're right. We got the right people in the building. You got arguably one of the greatest point guards of all time, Steve Nash, helped him out. And he's got the want to, the hunger. Even with getting paid, I still think he's going to push forward and get better.
Yeah, the fact that, just taking all the like the real life, like the financial stress and all that out of it, you're pretty much playing for your wage. But once you finally put pen to paper and that stress is gone for the next 3 to 4 years, you can just get into the gym and lock in on being a Phoenix Sun and getting to become an even better basketball player. So I think that's you just get to become a kid again and forget about all the financial stress and just play basketball. So I think that's going to be a very key thing for Colin Gillespie. Obviously, his journey, he kind of was a journeyman. I mean, obviously in Denver, I believe he got hurt his rookie year and he didn't really get much of a role. Battled it out through the G League. When I first heard of Colin Gillespie, obviously I knew of him at Denver, but when we picked up in the G League, like I heard that this guy was killing. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna like play his way out of the G League. And obviously he came up to the Suns. I don't know if he was, I believe maybe a 2-way contract at the time, but obviously he had that big game against the Clippers, which kind of solidified his name within the Valley. And then obviously first year in an increased role, and he broke a franchise record in a regular season. So I feel like it's only up from there. And obviously teams did start hunting him at the end of the season. I feel like he was kind of gassed a little bit because you can't really prepare for 82 games, and it's kind of the role that he was stepping into without ever being in that position. So I think this year he's just going to be a better version of himself. So I'm excited, man. Obviously in today's NBA, it's better to build internally than to outsource people. That's why I'm not really too keen on like going out there making big splash trades. Obviously, when the Giannis thing was kind of flickering around there for a minute, I was kind of having self battles. I'm like, well, this could be cool, but I don't know. Kind of like what we have cooking. And I genuinely deep down believe in a realistic scenario in the next 2 to 3 years, the Suns could be back on the big stage. And I know a lot of people probably don't share that vision, and people might think I'm crazy and I'm nuts and delusional, but hey, man, I'll be at the parade and I'll see you guys there.
Yeah, no, I have to agree with you too. I think, we're a move away. I feel like, a move or maybe two minuscule moves or something away, from getting there. This last season is such a great platform to build off of, So yeah, it'll be exciting to see, what happens. And like you're saying, once the money gets figured out, which will probably be not much longer, another week and a half. So,
right. In house, it's very important. I think just the long term success, and like we have it. We have like 4 or 5 guys already. And we're going to add to it, maybe even more. Like just younger guys, like maybe even more, like we said. But in house, keep doing what we're doing. The public needs to fade the noise to just see the big picture and what's really happening. Like
for sure.
And nationally, let them hate.
I think it's big culture wise to show people around the league that you're committed to building internally opposed to outsourcing guys and making trades. Because once you do kind of get in that spot and you do trade for a player, it kind of builds that like security, like if that history of, oh, this team is committed to building internally and developing their guys, and they actually truly want me to be part of this team in the long run, opposed to, they're going to flip me this offseason or at the deadline. Like it just kind of builds that security and safety net for players to come into a team where they can just focus on playing basketball opposed to, oh, am I going to have to focus on shifting my life to a different city here in a couple months?
I wanted to ask you ever been to a Suns game?
Yeah, I've been to a few. I've been to one in Phoenix this year. I actually went.
Okay.
The game where Royce O'Neal hit the game winner against the Lakers.
Shit.
That's the one I was at all of them. So that was dope.
What was your first Suns game? Do you remember that?
First Suns game. So that's a crazy story. Well, not really crazy, but kind of. But my first game was in 2022. Obviously, I've been watching Suns basketball since 2014. Dragic, Bledsoe, Archie Goodwin, guys like that, Ronnie Price. Like I love those guys a lot. But 2022 is my first year. I believe it was November 15th to be exact. It's kind of crazy. I was in the car ride. I was like, I'm gonna have Devin Booker sign my jersey. I just said it out of nowhere. And it did happen. It's around the corner right here, so that's pretty cool. But the first ever NBA player autograph I had was JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee went up and signed it. That was pretty sick. I'm trying to think of what happened that game. Was it this game or the game after? But that was a crazy experience. Obviously, I remember walking into the arena and it kind of peaked, kind of like the tunnels when you walk down into the Arena Bowl and you can kind of look down and see the players on the court. I remember kind of looking down and I got a glimpse and I saw Devin Booker for the first time. I was like, oh, wow, dude, he looks like Jesus. like how people described Michael Jordan, like that's what it was like for me seeing Devin Booker. And I don't know. I think that obviously grew my love for basketball 10 times more. And I wish I would have gone to an NBA game years before. But to see just like how, I don't know, it's just like such a surreal experience. Like if I could go back in a time machine and relive that again, I would love to. But I think the crazier time is the second game I went to. Obviously, I'm in Iowa, so Minnesota is like the closest team to me. So obviously, both Timberwolf games, and that's really who I've been to. So I've seen a lot of Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns for the years. But the second game I went to, I actually stayed in the same hotel as the Suns. Crazy thing. I did some research. I was like 13 or 14 years old on Facebook, and I'm like in a Timberwolves group chat. I'm like, so which hotel do the former players stay at? Or I guess where do the players stay at? And somebody that worked at the hotel actually messaged me. And I was like, all right, dope. So got in the hotel. I remember seeing the buses pull up. And because I'm still like unsure if this is the place that they're staying at or if I got, somebody told me false information. But I remember I saw the buses pull up. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to hop in an elevator and go down to the lobby. As I'm going down the elevator, I think the players were all going up because as soon as the doors open, I saw just like staff and they were all Phoenix Sun staff. I'm like, oh shit, this dude was legit. This is real. So that was pretty dope. And then the next day was pretty cool. I remember I got up at like 7:45 in the morning. Brisk cold Minnesota morning. I think it just got done snowing. I'm chilling down in the lobby with my Phoenix Suns uniform on. I look like a total stalker, and I hope they didn't think I was weird. I'm sure they probably deal with this at every city they go to, but I remember I was just chilling down in the lobby. I heard the elevator ding. And then it was Jarrett Jack because he was on the coaching staff at the time. And I was like, yo, Jarrett, can I get your autograph? And I think it's hanging up either here or I don't know if I have it up or if it's somewhere. I think it's this one. But I had him sign that. He was like, yo, bro, I love your Jordans. I was like, I love yours too, bro. This is awesome. And then I went up to the next floor because there was like two lobbies. It was weird. So I went up to the second lobby, kind of sat there for a minute, and then this is the first player I saw. Comes out of I hear the thing ding. I was just chilling on my phone. Obviously, it was like 8:30 in the morning. Players are going to morning shoot around at the arena, and here comes around the corner is Ish Wainwright. I was like, oh my god, what is happening? This is real life, and that was dope. He was super cool. never like I didn't have any bad experiences. I didn't meet Devin Booker or anything. So I know you guys are probably like, oh, he's gonna say Book. I didn't. I unfortunately did not see Book, but obviously those guys were going to morning shoot around. I think I went back to the first floor again. So I was like definitely kind of creeping these guys out a little bit. Just this 13-year-old kid just kind of roaming the hallways of this hotel. So I kind of sat in the main floor of the lobby, heard the elevator again, and it was Cam Johnson. And this was a little bit, I think it was literally the game after he hit the game winner against the Knicks. So he came out, I think he was battling a knee injury. I actually had a cool conversation with him. I was like, yo, Cam, how you doing? How's the knee doing? He's like, it's doing well, man. I was like, this is unreal. This is my life right now. To that point, like, I don't know. It's that's probably the craziest like experience I've had. And I feel like since that moment, I feel like that's why I don't really get starstruck when I talk to players anymore. Like people, I feel like, like they're normal people. Like I get it. Like that's why I mentioned earlier, like they work a job that just comes with a lot of attention and, fame and notoriety. But when you really get to know these guys, like, if somebody asked me right now, and I've had people ask me this, I'd rather just chill one-on-one with Book and have a conversation or have him on a podcast. I'd rather just behind the scenes off the grid, just chill and kick it with a Book. Like 100%. I've heard he's a really chill and humble dude, and I would rather do that than, use him for some podcast that won't ever be anything. Like the fact that,
hell yeah, I'll turn my phone off and hang out with them.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't tell anybody. Like nobody would know. Like, I'm sorry, even my relatives and siblings, you guys would never know. I would never tell you guys. Like, he's just, I don't know. That's something that I would rather do. And I'm sure that's probably the uncommon answer. A lot of people would be like, you're stupid, bro. Have him on the podcast. You know how much you could grow as your platform? Like that stuff doesn't matter to me. Like the fact that I could have just a regular, relationship or like just, thing with Book, like that'd be cool, man. Like these guys are regular dudes. And once you get over the fact that they're fame and you just get down to like a normal human level, like you start viewing things a lot differently. And I don't know, I feel like especially a lot of people in my age that get into sports, obviously I'm 20, but I feel like they kind of, I get it too from some people that work in media. They're like, I just met so and so, blah 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 blah. Like I'm like, I don't know, man. Like they're normal people to me at the end of the day.
I can totally relate to it, man. And it's actually one of the reasons why I started podcasting actually was because, I've grown up around these type of people my whole life. I started out as like a ball boy when I was 14 years old when I started. I was a ball boy for the Suns.
Oh, wow.
And then I moved to Las Vegas and I started growing up around the music and the entertainment industry in general. So like on my other podcasts, I talk to a lot of musicians and stuff. Yeah. And it's because of like I've grown up around them ever since I was, in my late teens. And, it's funny because earlier, I just kind of tie back to something you said earlier in the conversation. About people hating, like I think it was when you said Devin Booker followed you and you said people were hating on you. And it's so funny. Like I have people legit do podcasts about me and they get people in their comments and they're hating on me because of the guests that I have on my other show. And they try to say that I'm a Freemason and this and that. And I sold my soul and all that. Yeah, I get a lot of hate from it. It's like, dude, I've just grown up around these dudes. It's not like some of them were my neighbors, just from living in Vegas, or some of them I would see out every night, around town.
And I totally know what you mean. Like I think Michael Jordan was the only like player. Him and Charles Barkley were all like, I was like, oh my god, all the other players, like it's just like it's routine when you're around it. When I was a kid, I played sports, so I played with a bunch of people that made it to the pros because I got hurt. I have a lot of local ties here when it comes to Phoenix and basketball roots. So we're just around it, normal dudes. But I would love to, if I had an opportunity to hang out with Book, fuck this shit. I'm turning my phone off. I just want to be like a fucking humble, organic hangout. Right. Just soak it in. Like that's
100%.
So you want to
Yeah.
hear something kind of funny? Like,
Yeah.
so the night we met Flex on the way to the game, I said to him, because every time we would go to the game, we always meet former players or somebody,
That's
crazy.
crazy.
All the time.
Enemy.
It happens
And
every fucking time. Every
I
time.
said to him on the way to the arena, I go, who are we gonna meet tonight? And we're like, I don't know who we gonna meet tonight. And then, dude, we ended up meeting Flex. And like on the way home, I remember commenting to him saying, "That's arguably better than any former player or something." Because, dude, who gets to meet Flex? I mean, he's an NBA insider that everybody knows who he is, but they probably wouldn't recognize him, in the arena or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way to him or anything.
Right, yeah.
I'm just saying, but that's low key better in my opinion. You know what I mean? I'd rather meet Flex.
I think it's cool to like, especially someone that's like more tied in with the fan base too, like somebody that you can a little more easier access to, opposed to an athlete where you can meet somebody like that. And I think it's definitely really cool. I guess I've never really met anybody like that, I guess. So I can't really speak on that from experience, but I don't know. I get it too from people's point of view. If you haven't really like had opportunities to, I guess meet.
I think we're losing him.
I've had it too where people are like, "Oh, bro, you know how many autographs you could get?" I'm like, "Yeah, but that's kind of weird to me." Like, I don't know. Like,
well, when I was a ball boy, we were told straight up we were not allowed to ask for autographs. And so we did the whole season.
Literally the first thing they said in the meeting was, "You can't ask for autographs."
Yep. When you're around like media or around anything like organizationally, like when I was a kid, I've been to a bunch. I just can't ask for an autograph. Like I has to like, and Snoop was telling me the same when we met, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right. I could see that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of temptation, but Snoop was holding the trophy for Harold Miner and Glenn Rice in the '95 All-Star game. So,
Hey, bro.
yeah.
That's dope.
Dope.
I got a lot of good stories, but I wish we had more time to get into them. We'll have to have you and Unc back on again sometime, but I'm just real pressed for time tonight. But dude, I sure appreciated getting to know you a little bit today, and it's definitely I love hearing you two like talk and riff about stuff, because I'm not the best conversation when it comes to statistics and players and drafts and everything. I love the conversation, and like you were saying earlier about being organized and meticulous. That's all him, man. I just show up. But we seem to balance it out and make it work.
Yeah, I'm not a numbers guy either, so
Well,
no, you definitely have to find a good balance.
You do. I wish we had more time, man. Like I said, I'd like to just keep chopping it up. Maybe we can get you back on, or vice versa, work together.
For sure,
in the future, like Snoop was saying with Flex. But before you go, I want to, Snoop, I got something to share. I want to show all the people at home where you can find Neph's great work over on YouTube, Suns Worldwide. Go check all of his work out there, man. He's got tons of stuff up here, man. Puts his time in, does his work, and then Then Unc Neph Podcast, dropping content all the time. Go check that out. You guys are a good mix together, so always watch. I don't think I've missed one yet.
Crazy. I never really look back on those. Oh my god.
And it's funny when you look at it, right?
Yeah.
And then over on X, go give him a follow at Suns Worldwide as well. Go give this great man a follow. And I just want to say I appreciate your time, and I wish we had more. We're going to do some more stuff, especially when the season gets closer.
Oh, yeah.
I know Flex mentioned around draft time, maybe we could do some collaboration or something like that. But I don't know. Maybe we'll do something. But man, I got a couple. Man, I didn't ask you about your Mount Rushmore. I wanted to ask you about that. I wanted to ask you about your favorite video game. I wanted
for another time, man. For another time, for sure.
Yeah,
we do 2 episodes on that.
Well, yeah, because did you used to do gaming streams or something, or do you still do like NBA 2K?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, so. It's kind of funny. So before I even did any of the Sun stuff, I was like doing gaming content like Call of Duty, Fortnite. Like I was doing that stuff before this GTA stuff. I don't think anybody knows that. So this is probably the first time I've ever said that. So you guys got that. But yeah, I still do it here and there. Like, I'll get on 2K, I'll play with the homies, and we'll just have just a fun organic time. Like, I think it's I don't know. I think it's just best, like one of the best things ever in the world when you can just get on the game with the guys and just to escape reality for a little bit. It might sound nerdy, but I don't know, man. It's great, and that's how I've met a lot of people too. Like like in this space too. It's just getting on the game. Like it's a crazy thing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, go ahead, Awen.
Oh yeah. Well, definitely look forward to many more. Give you a lot of support. So this, I think we're gonna show this next Thursday, Snoop.
Thursday.
So
Yep.
we'll definitely we'll tag you in it. But appreciate you time being here and a little more work ahead. And I can't wait for the Suns freaking season, like for real.
Yeah,
Like
it's gonna
I
be
want the all
exciting.
season to go. We're gonna get great things are coming. We just gotta
Yeah.
stick to course, and we got great ownership. Freaking
Mhm.
great leader. So good coach. So we're good to go. And thank
Yeah.
you so very much for being here.
And we
Yeah,
will
no,
be
thank you
back on that
guys.
stage in a couple of years, like you said. We will be back
Oh
on
yeah.
that dance floor.
For sure.
I love it.
Yeah. One more thing. I just want to say thank you guys for inviting me on here. This is like the first time somebody's like reached out and asked me to come on a podcast. So I really do appreciate it, man. It means
dude,
a lot.
You should do
I'm-
more of them. You're a good podcaster, man.
I
Yeah.
try, man. I do. I try my best. It's I don't know. It's dope. I appreciate you guys thinking I'm interested enough to bring on your show and have a conversation with. So it does mean a lot. And for everybody watching this, give these guys some support, man. Drop a like on this video, subscribe, and just go show some love, man. These guys are great. Genuine guys. Love them a lot. Show a lot of support to me on social media. And yeah, you guys should do the same for them. What comes around goes around.
Well, thank you so much, dude. Appreciate you.
Cheers. And back to the show. Appreciate you.
Yo, welcome
Yo,
back
yo.
to the show. What is up, Haywood?
What up, Snoop?
Your
Cheers.
your computer working all right, guy?
Yeah, you hear me okay?
Yep.
All right. What up, man?
Uh,
What up?
Not much, man.
that
Great
was fun.
chat with Suns Worldwide. It's like I said, it's cool to see such a young dude do everything that he's doing, man. He's putting out a lot of content and doing a lot of big things. Good for him,
That was awesome talk. It was pretty cool. We'll have more time in the future. And yeah, man, that was fun, dude. It was fun. Appreciate you hooking that up. And Suns Worldwide, go give them a follow, everybody, over on YouTube, on X, and check out the Unc Neph Podcast. I'm sure they'll be doing something soon. But yeah, that was fun.
What's up, Tip?
Yo. What up, Tip? Nico,
T-Wolves only howling at the moon, he says.
Nico,
Oh,
you're
boy.
getting LaMelo Ball. That's he's a T-Wolves fan. That's a pretty big move. It's a pretty big move. What up, Tip?
Nico says T-Wolves to the moon. And got a lot of believers out there, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. See how they do. What do you think about Gobert? Like, what's your opinion on Gobert as a player?
He still could play, still bored. He's not. He's a little bit of a shell of himself. I'm sure Nico could say the same thing. But there's some nights he performs big. He's getting paid massive money. He's won how many defensive players awards? So he's got the pedigree. I don't know. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if Minnesota ships him and gets another piece, but we'll see. I don't think they're done. So Nico, big things to come, man. Big things to come. Gobert, Rudy, Mr. Soft is what they call him.
Yeah, just every time I think of him, I think of during the right before the pandemic when he was like, "What disease?" He's touched all the microphones, and then he got it like the very next
Oh
day.
yeah, he was like one of the first people. That's right. I forget about that. That's right.
Yeah, it was
He was one of
wild.
the right. But yeah,
Look,
shout out
what,
to shout out to those guys. Showing us some love.
what do you want to talk about first? We got NFL. Are we doing?
Well, I got some. We could do. Shoot, why not? Let's dive into NFL.
Yeah, let
Let's
me
do that.
start out. Let me start out with some NFL.
What you got, Snoop? What you got?
This I got from the USA Today. Put out an article on Terrion Arnold is facing life in prison for a kidnapping plot. I'm sure you heard about this, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
He
multiple felony charges, right?
Yeah, Detroit Lions cornerback Terrion Arnold voluntarily surrendered to authorities on June 24th in Florida after facing an arrest warrant in connection with a robbery and kidnapping in Tampa, according to Florida State Attorney's Office in Hillsborough County. So that's pretty wild. He's facing life in prison. So that's pretty crazy. But he joins a list of the what I like to call the all NFL arrest offseason 2026.
There's a lot of
And
them.
yes, so let's get into
There's a lot
that.
of them.
So we have Marshawn Lattimore arrested for weapons charges, Jordan Addison misdemeanor trespass, Rasheed Walker gun weapon charge, James Pence Jr. aggravated battery, stalking fleeing police, Marquise Bell drug possession, Zachariah Branch obstruction charges, Quintavious Hutchins domestic assault and battery, Nolan Smith reckless driving and speeding, Josh Jacobs domestic abuse related offenses, Jonathan Cooper assault harassment protection under violations.
Damn.
Alaric Jackson, felony domestic violence. Terrion Arnold, robbery and kidnapping charges. And, now we add Terrion Arnold into the mix here. And he's a shoo-in for MVP of the all-arrest team.
Yeah, with the felonies. Yeah.
And this doesn't even include Rachie Rice or whatever his name is. Rasheed Rice, because he was technically he violated his probation from an earlier case, so he doesn't get counted in this mix. But I mean, that's just this off season. That's just since December, like January.
Dude.
So what? 6 months.
It seems like every week we're like part of the news. There's always somebody getting in trouble. Like it seems like more this year than most years in the off season. Like, yeah. So all you people playing fantasy, don't be drafting these people. But yeah, this guy might take the MVP of that team. The count's pretty serious, really serious.
Yeah. I mean, he's it's not good. It's the kidnapping charge that makes it really bad in his case. Like that's the one that he's looking at life on.
Folks, do not do what's in Celtic pride. Okay. Don't be.
Hey, speaking of Celtic pride, shout out to Toad, our guest last week. Shout out Toad. I was just having some banter with him online just a few minutes ago, and shout out to Toad. He's in the movie Celtic Pride, so look for him in the behind the scenes.
Just a movie. Don't be kidnapping people. Just a movie. But yeah. Crazy. Seems like every week there's something on. New people, new player. Hopefully we can get a few weeks without it, man. No black. NFL does not need any more black eyes.
Wow. What'd you say?
Black eyes. Eyes. Snoop.
Wow. 202. Let me clip that. You sound worse than the other podcaster I used to work with.
Oh, you're funny. You're funny.
202. Clip. This is how we do it live, folks. We have to time clip on the fly.
All right.
But I got a few Bears things. I don't know if you want to get into those or let me see. I'm looking.
We could. I got one.
Wait. You know what? Bears. No. Hold on. Before we get into Bear stuff, I wanted to bring this to your attention. Just in, NFL is declining to hold a supplemental draft this summer, currently leaving the 2027 draft as the only way for quarterback Brendan Sorsby to enter the NFL. A letter is being sent to Sorsby and to all 32 NFL teams to inform them of the league's decision. The league continues to try and show it has little tolerance for gambling issues. So that's, you were just bringing up this supplemental draft just a couple weeks ago.
They did it just because of this player.
Yeah, and I don't blame them,
They did just because of this player. So this player's lawyers are now following lawsuit, I believe, as of this morning against the NFL. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, they did it on purpose. I don't blame him either.
Yeah,
I mean, gotta get your bet game more up, Mr. Sorsley. Man. But anyway, what else you got, Snoop?
I think the rest is Bears.
I got one thing of Bears, so we can go into your Bears when I get, if you want, when I get to it, or right now.
Yeah,
whatever
yeah. Let's just.
I got some news with some signings and some contracts and shit.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's just do it all now. Let's just. What you
Okay,
got?
cool. I got something I would like to share on the screen. I believe I got it. Hold on. Let me go to it. Share.
Yeah. What is this? Your first rodeo, dude? You got to share the screen, vato.
Oh yeah, my computer crashed too a little bit.
Oh, welcome to podcasting.
All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, NFL news, everybody. That part of the segment. Kyle Pitts and the Atlanta Falcons have now reached an agreement on a 3-year, $54 million contract that includes $36 million fully guaranteed. Is the largest 3-year contract for a tight end in NFL history. Kyle Pitts got paid, and he's damn good. So that's new news for this past week. Other news as well, Jeffrey Simmons of the Tennessee Titans also got paid. Here are the highest paid defensive tackles on a per year basis. He is now number 1. Look at this contract, Snoop. My goodness gracious, $100 million guarantee. He's annually making $35 million a year. That's crazy, but he's freaking amazing. So other news, Jaguars and tight end Brenton Strange agreed on a deal, 3 years, $48 million to stay in Duval. So he's a pretty good tight end as well. Jacksonville's going to have a really good offense this upcoming season. Good job on the supplemental draft. I also had that as well. And then here's some other news with players possibly getting in trouble. Jets QB Geno Smith is being investigated for an incident in which a woman accused him of battery. Police in Davie, Florida, said Tuesday morning. Officers were summoned to Geno Smith's home Sunday after a woman claiming to be his ex-girlfriend called 911 and said he assaulted her. So maybe somebody on the horizon, but we'll see. We'll see. Other news as well. Highmark Stadium up in Buffalo had its grand opening. Excited to see this new stadium. It's freaking dope looking, by the way, Snoop. And then other news as well. Speaking of Bills great. Jim Kelly recently said he suffered a stroke, but now he feels really good. Oh man, this guy's been through a lot. I think he battled cancer, beat it, and man, Jim
Lost
Kelly.
4 Super Bowls too. Lived through
Yes,
that.
he did. He did. I don't think anybody else could say that besides his teammates.
Yeah.
Besides his teammates. Other news as well, wide receiver Brandon Ayuk said on Instagram that he will instantly sign with the Commanders. I added instantly because it's been something in the works with him. If he's cut by San Francisco, he is yet to be cut by him. I also had some news that you brought up, so good job on that. Let me pass it to the next one. 2027, everybody. The NFL draft will be in Washington, D.C., April 29th through May 1st. So something to look forward to. That's going to be pretty dope. The stadium or in front of the Capitol. It's pretty dope. And then here we go. Some Bears news just for Snoop. Caleb Williams' attempts to trademark the word Iceman has been initially refused. What you got for Bears, Snoop?
Well, I would like to talk about that because that's one of them. I don't know if you can trademark Iceman. And what I mean is it wasn't. There's obviously George Gervin was called Iceman from the 70s.
Okay.
And then what was there a
Val Kilmer?
Okay, yeah,
But sorry.
there's another Iceman. Yeah, and wasn't there like a comic book Iceman or something? Or
Not sure about that.
I don't know either because I'm not a nerd. But no, I get it. There's like certain things you just can't patent.
I think he should. To be honest with you, just thinking about it for a second, like Iceman is him, but I think he should create a new one, like just for him, like something original. Hasn't maybe come to light yet, because he's going to take that leap this year. He is.
I hope so. I'm looking forward to a great season. Like I'm excited. It's been a long time since I remember feeling genuine excitement for the Bears, and So it feels good. Feels good. Speaking of feel good, this is for the lady fans out there. The home the Bears are the next team to be featured in a Hallmark holiday movie with the NFL. It will release later in 2026, and I will read this to everybody. I just want to say that their first words in this are "The pick is in." Hallmark Media, NFL, and Skydance Sports partner with the Chicago Bears for Holiday Touchdown, a Bears love story set to premiere during Hallmark Channel's 17th annual Countdown to Christmas programming event. So this is exciting news for the Chicago Bears. This is the third installment of the hit Holiday Touchdown movie franchise. Follows 2024's Holiday Touchdown, a Chiefs love story, and Holiday Touchdown, a Bills love story in 2025. Both films ranked among the top cable movies of the year in total viewers. Boom. So the Bears are making big moves in the entertainment world. So that's exciting right there in itself. Okay.
Hallmark calendar.
So I don't have a Hallmark prescription, so I'm going to have to sign up. And
oh man, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, so that's funny. Also, I would like to highlight.
Funny how they said pick is in too. Anyway,
yeah, right. That was funny how they did that. So I thought that'd be good. I want to highlight the rookie tight end for the Chicago Bears. His name is Sam Roush, and I have a little video I want to play here of him. Can your rookie tight end do this?
We on? All right, you ready? Yeah. We're good.
damn.
Am I going slow?
No, this is insane, actually, to watch this.
There's like a really fast way that I don't really know how to do it.
Really fast.
I'll look it up on YouTube.
Come on, Rook. That's all you got. Come on.
That's awesome.
We on?
Wow, 53 seconds. I mean, that would take me probably 53 weeks. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you ever done one? Ever in your life?
I've
Me either.
never figured one out, and I've never been interested enough to try to. I kind of like I've played with them a few times, those Rubik's cubes, and I don't know. It's just too much going on there.
Hey man, that's way faster than I could ever even dream of. Jesus, that's nerd shit.
That's nerd shit. He says. Whatever. I think that's all I got. I got maybe a funny basketball video I could show later. What else you got for NFL?
Let's see. You think that's the first time I ever seen an NFL player do a Rubik's Cube. Just thinking about it off the top of my head.
Well, he's a rookie. He's a rookie. This is long before the CTE hits.
True. Good point. Good point. Good point.
I mean, you know, and that's what I wonder, you know, like about all these guys that are getting in trouble, you know, what effect, you know, is like things like CTE having on these players. And I mean, you know, the thing about these athletes too is they have to be aggressive to be successful in the NFL. So they're just naturally that type of person, you know what I mean? They're, you know, aggressive. And, you know, so I can see why they can get involved in things and get caught up in things. You know, when you have that burn inside of you and you have to release, you know.
You're totally right. Like I played 1 year of pads, Snoop, with the helmet, like one season, my whole life, and I felt it afterwards from my head. Like,
Be honest, you still wear pads. Come on.
Oh shit! Always got to be the comedian. Always get. Always got to be.
What do
Dude.
What do you got here? Thank you, Dave Pash. Who's Dave
dude.
Pash?
Play-by-play guy with Wolf for the Arizona Cardinals. I believe 24 years, says right here. So shout out to Dave Pash. He is leaving the Arizona Cardinals today as their longtime play-by-play guy. Him and Wolf were freaking amazing together. But he's going on to do bigger things at ESPN. Dude, this guy is up there for my Arizona play-by-play broadcasters in my lifetime. He's up there, man. He's really freaking good. He just had a good chemistry. So he is leaving the Cardinals today. And it breaks my heart that we can't show this, but he had some great play calling during his career as far as announcing some of the biggest plays in Cardinals history. I wish we could play it. We can't, but it's okay. Just shout out to Dave Pash. He's moving on. He's just that's big news because he's kind of mini legendary. He's not on like the Al McCoy level, but for Cardinals broadcasters, he's up there for me near the top with Wolf. So I don't know if you heard of him being in the car listening to Snoop, but he's had some great moments, man. He's, us going to the Super Bowl back in 2009, just everything. He's had some pretty heroic play calls, the Fitzgerald play, like with Green Bay, the touchdown in the Super Bowl, just all kinds of things that go along with it with him. The Carlos Dansby walk-off play, just so many memories. And, hey, we're on to training camp. That starts in a few weeks, especially for us down here in Arizona. I believe let me see if I can pull it up here. I got the dates pulled up. So Arizona Cardinals practice opens up Friday, July 24th at 4 o'clock. So something the coach is doing differently. I've been doing these my whole life, going to tons of these. These are later in the evening. There's not as, I wouldn't say there's probably as many practices they usually are, but training camp starts soon for all NFL clubs. If you guys are available to go to some, I highly recommend it. They're so much fun and interaction and being intimate. The media is there. The players are there. You can hear things. You can see what they're working on. Look at anything that you want. It's kind of like being a scout. But Cardinals training camps opening up soon along with every other NFL club. I believe the Bears is the same date, Snoop. But, football is right around the corner, brother.
It sure is.
Catching up with the
I,
Cardinals.
for one, am looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I guess we got to talk about baseball for a couple weeks until then. I don't know. I'm getting nervous.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, working on some shit. So training camp's coming up. So trying to hopefully could bring in some people with the team. I won't say who, but working on it. So training camp soon. And dude, next thing you know, it's going to be preseason, Hall of Fame game, fantasy football drafts all in August. So we're right around the corner. A few more weeks at dead time, as they like to say.
Yep. I can't wait, man. I'm looking forward to some football.
Yeah, so am I. So are you, did you ever hear of Dave? You know who Dave Pash is, right? You heard his voice, I'm sure you know. But what else you got, Snoop? You got anything left that you want to bring up?
No, just like I said, I got this little funny, like NBA funny type video, but that's it.
Oh, I did have. You know what? I do have one more thing of NFL. It's not really big, but I'll talk about it real quick. This came out right before the show started. I'll share this. I don't know if you heard about this, Snoop, but the parents of former All-Pro NFL running back Doug Martin, a.k.a. the Muscle Hamster, that was his nickname, say excessive force by police and delayed medical care led to his death last year. According to a wrongful death lawsuit against the city of Oakland, California, several police officers and an ambulance company. So something to look into. I don't know. I just thought that was kind of crazy when I saw that right before the show. But yeah, right. Something to look out to.
Yeah, that's. I imagine that's going to be a hefty lawsuit for Oakland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy to think about. So Muscle Hamster was awesome. Muscle Hamster was great. Doug Martin, I remember vividly, like, there's a game against the Raiders. I woke like, oh, I had a long night working. I think I was bartending at the time. I think at Brookside, but it was a Saturday. It was a Sunday morning. But anyway, I took a nap, woke up, and Doug Martin he went off. He had like almost 60 fantasy points, like 50 something points. That one game against the Raiders, he like just went off. That guy was a great player. So kind of crazy news, but
Yeah. I don't remember him.
show you a couple highlights. But you said you're got nothing else, Snoop?
Nope, man. Just one little video we could watch, and
I got some Suns history, and that's about it.
All right. You want me to play this video, and then we'll do some Suns history, and then wrap it up?
That sounds like a plan.
Yeah, this is just a spoof on the Last Dance documentary. So this is just for some comedy. It's a couple minutes, so it's it's a good one though. Oh man, some good old classic right there, boy. Dude, what'd you think of the dance when that came out?
So I remember it was in the heat of COVID. It was like the biggest thing to look forward to, like when it came out, right? I remember that, like because the world was shut down, sports was shut down. They released it during COVID. I think it was like summer. They released it, but what I think of
sounds
it,
about right.
it was fucking amazing. That thing is badass.
Yeah, it was really
Great
good. There's
documentary.
there's another one coming out soon, isn't it? Based on someone else.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there's another one coming out.
That
I have to look
documentary was the shit. It was the shit. All the stuff that came out with it, all the details, it was priceless, man. Like it was.
I'll have to look it up and bring it, next week for the folks,
Yeah. So with Devin Booker changes his number from 1 to 15 in honor of his dad. I get a little something I would like to show. Let me know when I'm good, Snoop. We can roll into Suns history after that. All right. Devin Booker with his dad.
It kind of gave me cheers sitting there talking to him, and I could see fire in his eyes, like this new chapter is going to be something special.
What did it mean for Devin to announce to the world that he's going to wear your number, the number 15?
The emotional part was doing it here in Phoenix is like, it's home for all of us. Walk in the arena and see the jerseys with Booker 15 on it, or the fans chanting it. It's just going to be like, a surreal feeling.
When he first wore it, of course, in the Olympics for Team USA.
And I know people in my hometown was really proud, because it's not just the 15, it was like 15, Mars Point, and all of that tied in together. And my family understand what the number meant to us, and then the town understood to see Mars Point on the world stage, which made it a big, big deal.
Does it feel like a new chapter for him, changing numbers?
Yeah, for sure. It's a new chapter in his book. I mean, it's crazy. He's been in the league 11 years.
That's wild.
And he's only 29. He'll be 30 this year, so it's a good time to make a switch and build a new legacy, in the new number.
Crazy. 11 years and he's 29, man. That's impressive. He's still got some years. He can stay healthy,
Yeah. And that full interview, another thing that I got from it is Booker thinks this could be the halfway mark of his career, which means he's going to play in his early 40s. Like, all right, let's go. Hit the gym, keep your body up. Let's do it. Don't get me wrong. He can do it, but I didn't see that possibly coming, because the guy, dude, he's been playing since he was 18 with the Suns and got heavy minutes pretty much almost right away.
Yeah, there's not too many players that are loyal to the team too, and he's that player. There's
Super
not many
loyal.
of them. Steph Curry is one, but
you're right.
Udonis Haslem, 20 years plus.
Yeah, there's not many that are loyal at all. There's only like a few of them. Totally right.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty cool. In regards to his dad, that's Melvin, and all that stuff was done, I believe, in High School in Flagstaff because he has a place up there. He spends a lot of time up there, but that gym. But he gets back. I don't hear anything bad about him. I'll continue to say it until I see it and hear it. Like I don't hear anything bad about him.
Now,
Like this,
do we know? Did he even ask Mark Williams for the number, or you think he paid him for it?
he did.
How much?
I'm not sure of the number, but that was the reports. He did pay him. So we'll see.
I wonder what it's worth.
I wonder what it's worth too. It's probably worth something nice. He probably approached him, a while back with it. I'm sure he took care of him handsomely with some money.
Maybe a nice watch or something.
Yeah, a new car or something. Like that happens all the time. Like I forget which player recently did it. Some player gave up a number. I forget which team, which league, but the guy got a new like $200,000 car from the player. Like, and the player gave it to his wife. Like so. I mean, hey, it's worth it. I mean, can't be asking another legendary player to move their number, but if you're a role player, I could see it come about the right way.
You just called Mark Williams a role player?
Maybe 12.7, baby.
All right. What else you got?
So, leaning on that note, Arizona sports history, a little bit of a throwback here. The youngest player in his draft class in 2015, Devin Booker, was selected by the Phoenix Suns. The sharpshooter was all SEC, second team, and the sixth man of the year for that Kentucky Wildcat team with the 13th pick in the NBA draft. So, hey, man, loyal as heck. Dude, he might be up there with Fitz, maybe more loyal. Like, just for me here. That's pretty crazy. But that's crazy. He was the sixth man of his college team, Snoop. That's crazy.
Kentucky. Yeah, wow.
That's crazy. Like that's how loaded that team was too. That was like the Calipari. I think all five of them were like all stars. I forget everybody, but that team was like the Cat team and stuff like that. There's a bunch of stars on that team.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, it was.
I forget lots, but there's a bunch of other players.
D'Angelo Russell,
Right.
was on that team too.
Right. You're right, Snoop. He is very loyal. So, on to some other Suns history here for the state of Arizona. On June 24th, 1992, future Sun Shaquille O'Neal went first overall, and the Phoenix Suns selected Arkansas center Oliver Big O Miller with the 22nd overall pick, passing on, remember, Latrell Sprewell, who went to Golden State 2 picks later. Miller measured at 6'7", 3/4 at 313 pounds, and promised to work out 3 times a day that summer. And he was a great passer. I remember that. He molded well with that team, Snoop.
Oliver Miller?
Yeah.
Yes, I was just seeing if I could find the picture of us with him. Shout out to Oliver Miller, who unfortunately passed away. How long has it been now? I'm not even sure how long it's been.
Recently, like in the last year or two, I think.
Yeah. But I'm having trouble finding the picture, so I'm not going to pull it up. But
tell us, folks, about that night for a second. How cool he was. We met Oliver Miller at a Suns game.
Yeah, it was cool. I of course met him when I was a ball boy, and then we went to the game, and he was sitting right in front of us. In fact, he took the picture of all of us.
Yeah, it was like what? We had 4 of us, and we asked him to take a picture of us. He took the phone and did a selfie with all of us and him. That was pretty cool. But
we had El Poopy with us.
Yes, and true patriot.
True patriot. Yeah. But Oliver Miller was a good dude. He did eventually lose all the weight, and he seemed like he seemed really good off, when we saw him, like seemed like he was in good health, good spirits, and it's a shame.
He's a good person. He was a sweetheart that night. He was nice. It's always cool when you meet anybody that's in, professional sports, and they're like, you have a good interaction with them. Like, they're cool. That's long. That stays with you a long time,
Yeah, definitely. Let's see, what do we got here?
On this day, so 6/24/1998, after Mike Bibby went number 2 to the Vancouver Grizzlies, the Phoenix Suns traded Steve Nash to the Dallas Mavericks for the draft rights to Pat Garrity. Wow, that's a name drop. Acquired by Dallas with Dirk Nowinski for a tractor trailer. Wow, I remember him too. Their unconditional 1999 first, which was Sean Marion, Martin Mersap, and Bubba Wells. So that was the first time of the 2 times that Nash was traded to and from. So yeah, that's kind
There
of
was
crazy.
legit a person named Tractor Trailer.
Yeah. Robert Tractor Trailer was actually his name. He was like a big power forward out of Michigan. Robert Tractor
Wow.
Trailer. That was his name.
That's a name to know.
I don't know how I remember that.
Jeez Louise. Shout out to Mike Bibby though. He's a local boy. Went to Shadow Mountain High School, and actually a good friend of mine grew up with him over there in that neck of the woods. So shout out to him.
Arguably the greatest high school basketball player of all time in this state, but maybe our draft pick is. I didn't know he won 4 state championships. That's crazy.
Pretty good.
So, right. See what else I got. All right. On June 23rd, 2016, John Gambadora reported the Phoenix Suns dreamed for both 18-year-olds Dragan Bender and Marquise Chris, which is exactly who they got, selecting Bender 4th and trading their 13th and 28th picks, plus the rights to Bogdan Bogdanovic for Marquise Chris at number 8. That's who they wanted, and they were such huge busts, Snoop. Man, that's exactly who we wanted too. I remember that. Everybody was high on them. Oh, 2 lottery picks you cannot miss on. Like, that sets your franchise back.
Yeah, and then then right after that you miss on another number 1 pick in DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah, it's just you can't miss on that, especially the top 8. Oh man.
And then throw in Josh Jackson into that mix too. Yeah, I mean you've been missing out on a lot of draft picks.
Totally. That's actually funny. I had a Josh Jackson thing, but I don't know where the bookmark went. But yeah, Josh Jackson, that guy wasn't he 4th overall? Something like that.
Yes, 4th.
Yeah, dude.
I had a Josh Jackson bobblehead. I gave it to El Poopy for his birthday.
Yeah, you did. You remember people were offering you money for it at the game? Oh, that's fucking funny. Yes. So on this date, on 6/22/2023, hours before the NBA draft, the Phoenix Suns acquired Bradley Beal.
God, I don't even want to talk about this.
Yeah,
we have to talk about this one.
All right, I'll move on to the next. All right,
I'm removing that one from the screen.
That's all right. So this is a great moment. I won't show the actual play, but the alley-oop, the valley. Yeah, DeAndre Ayton is probably the only gold moment here in Phoenix, right? It's probably his best moment. Yeah.
That's it.
The valley oop, the inbounds pass from Jay Crowder with 0.7 left to win the game. Dude, that was a great design, by the way, of that play call. Because I believe
a great call. Yeah, and it was.
I believe.
Were we watching it together? Were we all together watching it? I feel like we were all watching it. Me, you, and El Poopy, maybe some other people. We
were.
Yeah, it was a great moment. It's a shame that guy can't keep his head together and play proper basketball because he could be a great player, but he's just a lost cause. I feel like with him. And then what's crazy is I see people say bring him back to the Valley. Like what? What has he done since he left the Valley that makes you say bring him back? Like what?
Totally. Yeah, I think it was. So I remember, like, I wish I could show the play, but there was a great play design. He was like on the top of the corner key, like top right key. He started down in the paint, came up, set a screen, and then there was 2 screens for him coming back down to the paint. It was a great play design. So he came off 2 screens for that, and that was a great play.
Yeah. Yep. Was that in the finals? Was that?
It was against the Clippers.
Okay, yeah. This
and the
playoffs.
Western Conference Finals. So,
Yeah. Okay.
and that rolls me into my next date. You called it DeAndre Ayton. On this date, the Suns' only #1 pick. Man,
Bust.
yes, Luka Doncic, Marvin Bagley, DeAndre Ayton, and we pick Ayton first. So yeah, the GM, what was his name? McDonough, right? So he has a podcast, and I listened to this recently. He wanted Luka. The owner told him no. He wanted Luka. Fucking owners.
Well,
let
I mean, that's what I would do too if I was him. Is I would shift the blame. You know,
You're
I
right.
mean, even if that's not true, you know, like I would fucking say it was like, yeah. I mean, that's a big oopsie daisy right there. You know, imagine Luca and Book playing together.
Oh man, totally, dude. We that chunk of our Suns era totally missed on draft picks for quite a while.
Yep. Thank God the Sarver era is over.
Thank God, dude. So excited. We got somebody we moved up, traded away 3 seconds to move up for this guy. So it's somebody they believe in. It's a local guy. He has a good track record. I don't think it's immediate, but if he can develop a few things, I think he can be a very good player. I heard also a comparison to Panchero in Orlando as well, as far as maybe his ceiling. So we'll see where this goes, 36 wins to a U of A team that's had a great history of basketball. It's pretty damn impressive. It's pretty damn impressive.
That is impressive. I'm shocked to hear it actually.
So that's all I got, Snoop. Man, another fun episode, brother.
Been another fun one, my friend.
Totally, yeah. It's you got anything else you want to talk about, or?
Nope. Just everybody, please like, share, subscribe on all the platforms, the YouTubes, the Rumbles, the Twitters, the Phone Booth Podcast at Substack.com, and everywhere in between. We're eventually gonna get our Spotify going here, and there's a lot of new things gonna be coming soon too. So be on the lookout.
Yes,
I'm excited.
Exciting things. Another week of the Pick Is In podcast. Thank you so much, everybody. Appreciate all the love. We really are grateful for you guys. Snoop, thank you for what you do, what you bring me in this space. Love doing this. It was fun tonight. Another great show.
Tout le monde, tous mes amis, je vous remercie de partir. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. See you next week. Love you guys.